It's BaseTradeTV.
All right, well, let's hope and pray that those are the only problems we're faced with today, Wardy, because we tackled that like champions. Now, I got a quick question for you before we go into games, because for those who don't know, quick peek here, we are already in the lobby for Rainer versus DNS. This is live, not from replays. We'll get into this shortly, but Wardy,
wait, it's live?
Before I ask, how are you? Before I ask, what have you been up to? I gotta ask, why is your tree so small?
Why is my tree so small?
Yeah. Got a little baby tree there. Is it a grower, not a shower? Like, what's the deal?
Have you seen your tree? It's just the same size.
No, my tree is huge, dude. My tree, that's 10 feet in the distance.
How far away do you think mine is?
Like,
go stand
2
next
feet.
to your tree.
Go
stand next to your tree.
You too.
Now, I want to see you first. Yeah, it's like the same height as you, right?
Yeah, and I'm like 6 feet tall. You're like 5'2"
like
on a good day.
I'm not 5'2",
Your
I'm 5'10".
tree is so small, Wardy. Do you just hate Christmas? Do you cheap out? What's the deal?
At least I don't freaking throw my decorations at the tree. At least I put them on with care and love.
All right, Wardy. Hello. Thank you for joining me on the cast today. How you been, man?
I'm good.
You're casting some stuff today, right?
Yeah, I was casting the 2018 Has Left the Game thing. It was pretty sick. We had a good day.
Yeah, I saw you. You had some pretty good viewership too, I gotta say.
Yeah, we picked it like 2.5K, which for my stream is obviously a lot. So, yeah, it was pretty sick.
Well, good on you, man.
Can't complain.
Folks, if you're tuning in, this is the Ting Open Season 5. I got a couple brackets to show to you really quick before we get into the game. As I said, we are in the lobby for things. Oops, is it the wrong ones? Because I have 3. We're going through 3 different groups today. 6 best of 3s. Preliminary games coming down. We're starting with Rainer versus DNS. Then we got Real and Clem, Harstem, Namshar, Mana, and Bly. And if you guys didn't see this, there is an exception. Mana and Bly may be postponed until tomorrow. This is on account of the fact that Mana has been dealing with terrible lag. Also, I don't know why Gumiho's name is on the overlay. I think it's just because I reused the bracket, so ignore that part for now. Oh, it's on all the brackets. Cool. I forgot to copy paste that off. Anyways, we got a lot of good matches, a lot of great games. Just disregard Gumiho. I'll get that fixed up for a little bit later. As I said, though, 6 best of 3s, lots of great games. Players, are you ready?
I'm ready, if that counts for anything.
There's actually, you know what's really cool about this particular match, Wardy?
No.
Well, there's no intro for it, first off, so we'll just keep talking for a second. But
okay.
As many of you know, Rainer has risen in fame and power over the course of 2018. But what a lot of you might have forgotten is DNS was actually our Season 4 champion. So,
of course he was. He beat Neeb.
I kind of hate that scheduling-wise, this ends up being the first match of the day, because this is like badass versus badass. This is champion versus champion, just in different respects at different events. Rainer obviously killed it in BTSL Europe. DNS killed it in Ting Season 4. I mean, my regret is not that this is the first match of the day. My regret is that it's only a best of 3.
Man, I can't believe you didn't make these all best of 5s. You're the worst tournament organizer I've ever met.
Well, you guys will be able to look forward to best of 5s, of course, once we hit the round of 16. But for now, let's hop into the game. Spawning here on the bottom right side of the map, I believe he's still currently teamless. It's the blue Zerg player, Raynor.
And in the upper left-hand side, our red Protoss Cascade is DNS.
I also want to take a quick moment, guys, because while we have this really awesome sponsored tournament by Ting and Hover and Matcherino and all that good stuff, we do have an amateur tournament happening today. And in fact, approximately, was that about 20-ish minutes from now? Dares is advertising it in the chat. It is for a Masters and below, so if you're under 5,200 MMR, this tournament's for you. If you win, you get an hour of coaching paid for by BaseTradeTV with a coach of your choice. We have some coaches we recommend. You can obviously select your own. Second place runner-up gets a co-op commander code of their choice. It's free to enter. Anyone can play, and again, it's Masters and below. You have no excuse not to go play.
Well,
that's
I
your
can't.
Masters.
I've got to cast this tournament.
Well, that too. But you're also Masters, so you super don't qualify.
You said Masters and below. That literally means I do qualify.
You're right. Okay, because you're a low shitty Masters. I forgot. My bad.
Maybe 5200's like Masters 1.
Whatever, dude. I'm trying to take shots here. It's failing. I regret it all. But point is, guys, sign up while you can. If you got any questions at all, Dares is there to guide you through it. Jay Shinray in chat says, I have a phone but no computer. Well, I found the Diablo Immortal player that's going to be in the Twitch chat today. You read Dead 4D666. Fucking 2 years I can't read that. Thank you very much for that resub. Chill One Jedi came in for 12. The Trainman haven't fallen yet, but do not think it's safe either. Hound Spear came in for 5. Says 5 months already. Ace W. Thank you guys for your support here on the channel. But yeah, going back to it, it's old school champion versus new school champion. They're both young players. Rainer, of course, Italian. DNS French, for whatever that matters, if you guys want to find a team to root for. But I think that while DNS has had really solid play in the past, I don't know that I've actually cast DNS in the last 5 months. I just haven't seen him playing much of anything outside of what we said for Ting. So I have no clue if he's still at the top of his game or not. Have you had much experience with Mr. DNS?
DNS is super like hot and then cold. Like one day he can show up to a group and top the group and go 2-0-2-0-2-0.
Yes. Sorry, I got really excited because what Dares were in chat.
And the next day he can just lose to like everyone in the same group, you know? So I still think it just depends which DNS shows up today. I think he can definitely fight Reno. I think Reno's definitely the favorite, but for the most part, I think DNS should put up a fight, but I don't think he'll win.
Well, I do want to highlight that both of these guys are my favorites to get out of the group, but this is a WCS-style group stage, guys. There's going to be 5 best-of-3s in total. We're only doing the preliminary matches today. We'll be back tomorrow. Wardy will be with me, and you'll see the winners and the losers games happen, too. But, man, the question really is who goes to the winner slot and who goes to the loser slot. Now, DNS is doing some pretty nice harass. He's going to lose an adept for this, though. It's, what, 2 drones? I mean, if he gets this other one out alive, that's nice, but it doesn't look like it's going to survive much longer.
No, that was like right on the edge. Still though, 3 drones is not bad. I mean, I know it's nice to have the adept still alive, and it might have some concerns with DNS now taking a 3rd base because he won't have as much to defend on that. But I mean, still 3 very early drones. They'll take a work lead from this. I don't think he can be too upset about it.
Well, the thing I always feel so sad about watching for Protoss, right? The units are expensive, so you don't have a lot of them early on. Losing 2 adepts is really losing a lot, even in the grand scheme of things. It's only 2. However, the double Stargate, speaking to the number 2, comes down, and this is something I saw a lot of during Home Story Cup. Was it Hearthstone, Showtime? Pretty much everybody was doing double Stargate into double Robo, and it looks really powerful. Not like auto-win powerful, but really powerful. And if there's someone who can beat it, I think it would be Rainer. However, most of the games I cast during Home Story Cup, this strategy was not beaten.
It's actually funny because obviously Home Story Cup was on the new patch, but since the new patch really came into effect, this kind of died off a little bit, the double Stargate, but it's still pretty good. Like, there's no reason it should have really died off. It's just people kind of going away from other builds, and I think maybe they overused it a little bit as well, because just before the patch, we saw this build like every game almost, like stats against Serral in the BlizzCon finals. You know, stats used it like over half of the games that were played. So it's definitely been very popular. There's no reason it shouldn't work out. We'll see how DNS does with it. DNS was one of the first European players to start doing this very consistently this year, so he's very good at it. He does pick up 4 drones with the Oracle flying around.
Actually, yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. I hadn't really thought about it, but consistently over my memories of casting DNS, it has been pretty much like Stargate-related play. Korean set the standard, and he follows it pretty close.
Hey, Rifkin, I think your casters command is broken. It's actually telling people who the casters are.
I know. I actually did things today. It's crazy.
Wow, that's bonkers. Are you feeling okay?
Feeling a little weird, I'll tell you that much. Also, just to address something in chat, someone's asking if it's BM to sign up as Plat in a Masters and Below tournament. No, you qualify. It is Masters and Below, not Masters only, my friend. So, whoa, these Phoenix look so cool. Why do they go all black like that? That's so dope.
You never seen that?
I guess it's one of those things I always forget about. I've definitely seen that before, but it's such a stark contrast to what they normally look like when they grab things to the sky.
It's okay. I know what forgetting things is like, because today I casted the 3rd CC being killed, and then about 10 seconds later, I was like, wait, he lost the 3rd CC? It was,
dude,
a real moment.
Actually, I gotta ask you something, because I got mind blown by this. Have you ever seen an Evo chamber die?
Yes, I would think so.
Dude, it has like a giant skeleton that comes out of it, with like a skull and everything. I've seen it die, but I've never paid attention to it dying, so we're doing a cast the other day.
A giant skull?
Yeah, everyone was calling me crazy because I'm like noticing this, but you like, okay, you see this part that's kind of like the butt where all the blue is on the right side? That's actually like a head or something. So like it dies and the giant skull pops out. There's like a spine and a rib cage and everything. And I was like mind blown by this because I've seen a million Evo Chambers die, but I've never paid attention to a single one of them dying.
Because usually you're just excited about the Broodlings coming out. Oh my god, free units!
Just excited about the Terran denying +1 upgrades. Super biased here on BaseTradeTV.
I've just never seen a Zerg building die before, so I don't really know what to look for.
Yeah, they're too busy winning the game. You don't often get to see it. But silliness aside, just kind of a cool thing I saw in the last cast I did. Really caught me off guard. And I kind of appreciate, like, 6 years of doing this, I can still find new stuff like that, whether it's the Phoenix, the Graviton Beam, or the Evo Chambers, or whatever the case may be. But, ooh, 7, 8 Corruptors, he really doesn't want to deal with these Phoenix.
There's actually the kind of the old school response to this. The Corruptors, you kind of fight the Phoenix, then you go across the map, and obviously the Phoenix can't really fight Corruptors, so Corruptors just kind of like pee down and kill a Nexus. It was kind of amusing for a while, and Roddy just kept on. This happened a lot during the Clash Invitational. I just have it ingrained in my head. Rotterdam just shouting at all the Pro Ops players, being like, just build a third Stargate and more Phoenix! But none of them ever do that, so...
Or in this case, Void Rays. And these do work well against Corruptors.
Well. Yeah.
And it's even better nowadays because we don't get to highlight this often. Not a lot of people build Void Rays. But Void Rays no longer have their movement speed cut in half when they're prismatically aligned for that supercharge up death laser. It's only 25%. So you can actually chase units for more than half of a second now. It's great. There's a lot of power back to the Void Ray.
You read the patch notes? You're such a nerd.
I know, right? Nice deny there on the Oracle, by the way. Grabs that. No stasis trap. Void Rays, 2 of them alone might not be enough. Paired up with the Phoenix, maybe that'll be different. But as you guys can see, you almost can't even notice it. The 25% is definitely slower, but not by enough to be too terrifying. 2 more Void Rays are coming out, too.
This is good by DNS. He's consistently just stopping those Corruptors getting into a position where they can be annoying. The issue is once they get on top of a base, they can push the Phoenix back. But if they never get on top of the base, it's kind of surprising how difficult it is to kind of then push your way in because you take so much damage on the way in, and it just isn't worth it. So, Reno, not really able to get much damage done, but he's also stopped the Phoenix from doing any further damage as well for the foreseeable future. So, win-wins on both sides.
I just want to comment, I really, really like the way DNS is handling this, though, because so many times, I've seen this a million times. So we cast this in Homestrike Cup, and it's always like Stalkers being panicked at, a couple of Archons that just can't maneuver around to catch the Corruptors. Like, Void Rays, I think, are definitely the better answer in this solution, and I like that he's not going too heavy on them. 4 to 6 for me, I think, would be the perfect number to protect those Colossus. We gotta witch 2 Colossus at a time. This will be nice. Oh, Lurkers, though.
Ooh. I like this. The Colossus on the way up from DNS. And this game's getting kind of just, isn't it?
I like that quick cancel. That's a good way to get rid of that.
Yeah.
The Lurkers, though.
Do anything.
Do you think he's just going to use these for head-on engagements, or do you think we're going to see more of like a Scarlet style where you do like drops and other things with them?
I think it's going to start off with the head-on, and then maybe if he doesn't find much progress, try and drop. But it's really difficult to drop at the moment, right, with the Phoenix. Yeah. And even the Lurkers themselves are so easily dealt with Phoenix on the map. As long as there's detection, the Phoenix just come in and lift them up until other units get there. So I think it's more kind of for like head-on engagements and just something to keep him alive while he goes up into further tech. I mean, the infestation pick comes down now. You can start moving towards Hive with that, of course. So yeah, I think Reno's just got some sights on the later game here. As he will come in on the left side, though, and set up some Lurkers from a distance, not pushing too aggressively, and does get caught a little bit on a stasis ward.
It's a little bit tough, though. He's caught between 2 places, and the army to the top side is not sufficient. He splits a little bit late. Colossus goes in now. Colossus can also dance against Lurkers due to their attack delay, which is kind of cool, but one thing I really like, Zest does this all the time, and it never fails to impress. You just go with the Phoenix, lift up, cancel, lift up, cancel, lift up, cancel. Just uproot the Lurkers, and that's it. That's the one goal. Not to kill, not to crowd control, just to get them out of the ground. Ooh, but you know what? There's not that many Hydras. He realizes this, so he goes in with the Void Rays too, picks up with those Phoenix. He can't quite take the Lurkers the way he wanted to, but he certainly could have put the screws to those Corruptors.
Tell you what, it's just this position, isn't it? Like, it's really hard to actually push into these Lurkers because there's a wall across half of them, and the rest of it's a choke point. So it's actually the only thing that can really get in range of the Colossus, and that's just not quite enough. And if the Phoenix come in and lift them, the Corruptors are going to get some kills. Disruptor just wanders in and gets killed. That's not how that's meant to go. DNS bleeding off a couple units as the Corruptors go to the top, and there is nothing to defend this fourth.
I really wouldn't mind seeing more Void Rays come out to this, but oh, the Colossus, you know what? They use that rock wall. The Hydras can't get in range. Zealots keep him back. He lifts up the Lurkers. He clears this out. Nice defense out of DNS. Now he's got the potential to counter push, because what's Raynor really got? Like Hydras and Corruptors? Guess what? Colossus and Void Rays are way better.
Yeah, they're really, really good as we see these links backing away. I mean, the Corruptors were out of position, right? Yeah, Raynor brought them away to kind of harass, and then DNS just leapt on that opportunity. No Corruptors, the Colossus get free shots off, nothing to damage them. Those rocks protected them, and DNS is marching across the map, and does Raynor have a defense to kind of make this work? I don't know if he does. The Colossus are going to kill the Hydras. The Voids protect against the Corruptors. Here we go. Raynor starts running in the concave, but DNS backs away into that choke point.
That's so many Colossus, though. They're just tearing through the lanes. Those were gone instantly. Now they deal with the Hydras. If the Hydras aren't here, he'll win the air fight because the Stalkers can shoot up. This is actually getting really scary for Raynor. DNS has proven a lot of power still in the Colossus, even though a lot of people aren't going for them nowadays. I'm loving this.
Couple transfusions keep these Corruptors alive as Immortals are in the front. You want to kind of run these back. There isn't actually that many Stalkers, so the Corruptors are starting to make some work against the Colossus. Extra Zealots charge in, but you just need like a couple of Archons here. They would do so well, because then all of a sudden the splash damage on those Corruptors just means they can't fly in stacked up, target a Colossus, and get out of that.
I like this, by the way. Storms would obviously be nice, but not as necessary as I think Archons are. Archons are going to help protect these way better than anything else. But Raynor, at the same time, he's on Hive Tech now. Adaptive Talons is being researched. One of the biggest problems for these Lurkers is when they are unburrowed, it's hard to reposition them and reburrow them. Now he's going to have that instant burrow. That's not going to be a problem.
No, really not, as we do see these couple of spores getting taken down, and again, some Lurkers just chilling out over the right side. What are you laughing?
I'm sorry, I got my phone with me, obviously, keeping up to date with what's going on. Nice little run by here with the Zealots. Notification on our YouTube video says, and I quote, "Thanks for pointing out the guy sucking his own dick. I didn't realize what you were talking about until you actually drew it on stream." Might just be the greatest comment in all of 2018.
Yeah, just in case that was really critical to the game, you know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm really glad that you didn't miss out on that. I would have been sad if your viewer didn't know it, man.
Oh fuck!
Oh, these Colossus are doing so much damage.
He could recall if he's feeling in a pinch, but I think the Colossus number is getting whittled down here quite a bit to the point where those Hydras are becoming a problem again. You know, if the Hydras are taken care of, then the Void Rays can deal with the rest. Unfortunately, both those numbers just keep going down. The swap to Disruptors behind this is interesting, and this takes me back to the Legacy of the Void beta, right? Because that was this meta. Lurker versus Disruptor, and anything else was just kind of put to the sidelines.
Yeah, no, it was the way to play, as we see a couple of Disruptor shots going off there. It was difficult to do this with the Disruptor for the last year, but now the Disruptor's back. Kind of creates these... It's fun fights, though, you know, I like it. Disruptors can come in, the Lurkers cannon burrow and try and dodge out the way. It's a pretty fun little composition. This is a great first game of the day, by the way.
Yeah, really good one to start off with. The Lurkers are getting broken initially. More Void Rays being built behind this.
Ooh, Disruptors go up to the top, getting rid of another couple Lurkers. I honestly don't think Raynor has enough of a defense yet. I mean, the Corruptors come in so late on. Stalkers blink over. The Colossus will go down, but I feel like the Colossus already did a lot of what was needed. But that's a lot of Hydras.
He needs to disrupt a shot or two, though, and he can make this work. Nice splits out of Raynor, though. Oh my god, that's like borderline. Was there an AI involved with that? Holy cow. Takes out two of the Disruptors. He needs a shot. He needs to land a shot.
Yeah, these Hydras will do a lot of damage if they are left alone. The Colossus were obviously the big counter to them, but I didn't think there was any Hydras left. They just kind of came out of nowhere, and so many of them turns around for the Disruptor kill, and Raynor is holding on.
I think that's the beauty of what Raynor did, though. That wasn't him just casually happened to spawn 18 Hydras. Like, he was afraid of the Colossus, he was afraid of the Disruptors, he kept them back, and that's why his defense looks so empty. It was almost like setting a trap for DNS, but I don't think it was so intentional. It just worked out for Raynor. Of course, as he kites this back, he's got more Hydras, but no Lurkers just yet. Oh, excuse me, there isn't one Lurker. Decent shot with that Disruptor. DNS is he's putting up a hell of a fight. The best part is he's continued to expand, so he's got bases on bases. It is so weird watching them expand towards each other, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, Kairos is that kind of weird map where this sort of does happen, where you don't really want to take like a further down base from the Protoss player, because it is just so far out of the way. The top base is actually closer, but it's also close to the Zerg. It's so strange. I love it, though. Oh. This is a really interesting position, too. Some Brute Lords come out, and there is ledges for them to use on this map.
Yeah, and it's a big deal because it's not a little ranged anti-air, right? Like these Archons can't walk underneath those as easily as they could the Corruptors. There's not that many Void Rays. He's going for Tempest. I like the new Tempest a lot, actually. We don't see enough of it, I feel.
They're really, really great. Hey, drones go down to those couple of Zealots you pointed out just before that kind of Broodlord march forward. So that's still nice as well, though, from DNS. If you look at the supplies, Raynor is hurting. It's just the Broodlords might be able to keep him alive to some extent. He has the Disruptor Shot gets dodged by Lurkers.
Dude, he's so good at these splits. There's a lot of cost efficiency to the way Raynor's playing, but one thing I want to highlight, Raynor for the first time in 10 minutes no longer has the income lead. And by a pretty large amount, too. So if DNS can hold on to this base and Raynor keeps bleeding out units down here, at some point he can't replace this army. He doesn't have a maxed out army supply. He doesn't have 2k minerals in the bank. Most Zergs in this position have a huge advantage over Protoss by leveraging their bank. DNS has actually been doing pretty good. Despite losing this base here, he got the probes out alive. He'll expand, transfer. He's okay.
These Tempests really will be one of the first answers to these Broodlords, but they're not just an answer to the Broodlords, they're also great against Lurkers. You know, they can fight Lurkers from a distance and force them to unburrow before you wander into them. It's really nice. It is just going to force the Zerg to create fights, and that is not what the Zerg army composition is really made to do.
By the way, I missed it earlier. I was kind of giggling too at Texas is Gone gifted me a sub to my alt account. Thank you for that, I suppose. Appreciate it. Big attack to the south side coming out of Raynor. He doesn't have a lot of creep, but the creep goes right up to the base. That's that speed. There's Lurkers. And, well, there's actually... Where's the detection? There's 2 observers with the armies. It's kind of far away. A little awkward. Good trades, though. Resources lost is getting ridiculous for both sides. This game has been crazy. How much is that? So many Lurkers have died this game. 20 in total.
Yeah, it's been a brutal game on both sides. Like, both players have been losing a fair amount. I look at the units lost tab, and DNS is just literally goes off of the units lost tab bar.
Right, he's lost one of everything.
Yeah, I've actually don't think I've ever seen that, to that extent at least.
Oh,
anyways, you go
the Lurkers!
Yeah, the Lurkers all over the place.
Oh my
the
God.
Tempest trying to get rid of what they can, but DNS is pushed back. One Colossus kept alive. It's still not enough, though, for Reno to go across the map and to do more, though.
So I got to watch a game not too long ago, I want to say about 2 weeks. It was Puck versus Cham. And Puck wasn't doing a lot of the ground stuff DNS is doing. He was doing primarily air, so like mass Void Rays, mass Tempest, and what have you. And that was looking pretty promising. He ultimately lost, which was unfortunate, but I think I like DNS's version better. Like, you can still invest in more Void Rays, you can still invest in more Tempest. They've got speed more than ever now, so you don't have to just lose them by putting them on the front lines to engage them. They can actually walk away. Then the ground support, like a couple of Disruptor shots on those Hydras, the first time he finally hit a Disruptor shot was with Tempest in play.
Yeah, no, it's really true. Oh, that one just managed to grab the edge of 2 Hydras there. Man, these Broodlords just keep firing, and they keep focusing the Disruptors as well, always targeting the important units, just keeping that Disruptor alive. DNS having to back away over here to the left.
Oh, 4 health on the Zealot. He's got like 8 kills on him. 9, 10. Oh, Jesus. Well, he could continue gutting the base. He's chosen to go for another one, I suppose. While this goes on, he's trying to defend his Nexus. That's not going to happen. This is totally going to die. That sucks for DNS, but... Oh, wait, Reno. What? Okay. Oh, had a moment there. Had a moment.
Reno loses the base top right side. Extra Zealots waiting. And that Hero Zealot just now got taken out by drones. He killed another 6.
This is kind of crazy. Raynor's starting to lose a lot in the back end. Actually, look at the worker to probe loss, dude. Or drone to probe loss. 70 drones have died this game. 2 probes have died this game. Like, to me, DNS keeps losing his bases, but he keeps keeping his probes alive. So that's like literally thousands of minerals he doesn't have to reinvest in making his probe count. That is so incredible. Raynor's the one who's been bleeding out way worse on the other side of the field, right? 20 drones from this attack. 71 in total.
I mean, it's funny as well because Reno is the player who usually has all the counterattacks, who is usually the one to make all of this happen, I feel, a lot of the time. You know, but he hasn't really been playing a composition that's allowed him to do that, unless he'd gone for some drops. But again, it was kind of tough with what DNS had.
You know, prior to the patch, Hydras beat out Void Rays in most engagements, but it wasn't by like a large margin. I'm wondering, with their slight attack nerf, if Void Rays are better than Hydras now in mass numbers. I mean, you're never going to see just 1 unit versus 1 unit, but I'm curious, like, the amount of Void Rays DNS has is getting to the point where I don't know if there's enough Hydras to actually contest this. He's making so many of them into Lurkers.
Pulling up to the top left-hand side is going to be Reno to try and deny another base of DNS. DNS has got to be kind of starting to run out of economy as well, though, right? If you can't get this base up.
Yeah, he keeps bouncing between the 2.
Yeah, he should be able to defend this, right? Couple of Disruptors. It's getting so low.
They don't get that sweet shot. If they did, they could go in with the Archons to take out these Corruptors. They're way too bunched up. An Abductor 2 grabs some of the Tempest, but costs him some of the Corruptors along the way. It's tough to say because nobody has that massive bank behind this. He keeps the Nexus alive, though, which is critically important because, as you said, he doesn't have a lot of money to work with. And if this base falls, it's so expensive to replace.
It's got to go down here, though. Surely the Disruptor shot, probably the biggest all game.
Oh, he's stutter-stepping with the Void Race. He can't win this.
Oh, the Corruptors are going to kill all the Voids. A single Archon turns around. There's no detection. The Mothership's going to save some units for a while. And that's going to allow him to kill so many more of these Corruptors. Hydras are underneath, though, as the detection isn't needed now. And is there still just too much from Raynor?
Raynor just did something so important there that I really got to highlight. First off, he's dying on the other side of the map, too. But the way he moved his Corruptors, he knew that if he just sat there, there's an Archon waiting to shoot up. So he actually maneuvered around specifically where the Archon wouldn't be able to reach him. I love that move. So subtle, but so important.
This is crazy, man. Like, DNS doesn't quite have an army supply right now, but if he just cleans this up, there isn't really anything left for Raynor at all. Blinking forwards. If he gets the Broods, then there isn't much left to fight because the rest of it's kind of just Corruptors, and there's no air units anymore. Across the map, there's still basically no economy. 22 drones remain.
Yeah, this is so scrappy. Like, DNS is losing bases, Raynor's losing workers.
No,
DNS!
The
army. Oh, before I leave this game, I just want to highlight, we were on the verge of 100,000 combined resources lost. That is an incredible game one. However, it also totally ruins the schedule because we are now so far behind schedule. But,
man,
we got a good game for it.
Hi, listen to this. Resources lost 49,150 to 49,123.
That's so close.
They just traded evenly within 27 resources for 23 minutes.
That's amazing.
That's the best game of StarCraft I think I cast this week. And it's Sunday.
That was pretty good. Well, I guess that's the argument. Is Sunday the beginning or the end of the week? I've had this fight so many times with my viewers, dude.
It's obviously the end of the week. It's like literally the weekend. It's the last day of the weekend.
It's the start of the week, my guy.
I think you'll find that it isn't.
I think you'll find that it isn't. All right, well, guys, we're going to get into game number 2. I would normally throw in an ad here, but because we're a little behind schedule, I want to speed this up a bit, so we'll cut out the ad break for now. Hopefully, you can forgive me for that. I think you guys will be fine with it, though. We had Erickson86 sub during that game, and Dovenwolf threw 500 bits in. Thank you for that, Dovenwolf. We're just waiting DNS to join us, and we'll hop into game 2 here as quick as we can. But god damn, that was a crazy first series of the day.
Yeah, not even first series, first game.
Yeah.
I know it was long, but you're getting ahead of yourself.
Both at this point, really.
Yeah. Even if game 2 is crap, it was still going to be a good series after that.
Like, even if this is like a 1 or 2-0, it's not going to be like the Korea group where we had a lot of really lame 2-0s. Like, this is a great game 1. But DNS is saying go. So
I was about to say, Reynolds go as well.
Yeah.
I was just going to say...
You know what? Shut the fuck up, Wardy. We got a map intro. You guys again. Alright guys, we're back and it's game number 2 in this best of 3. Spawning here in the bottom right side of the map. He's got 1 point on the board, but let's be honest, it wasn't a decisive win. That was a hell of a game 1. We have the Red Zerg, Raynor.
Top left, really put up a fight. Our blue Protoss is DNF.
Yeah.
He was like 2 Broodlord kills away from winning the game, I think.
Right? That's what I was going to say. Like, the Stalker fight right at the very end was so clutch. Like, he went all or nothing, and he knew it, too. Like, he blinked in. He was trying to get the kills. If he got the kills, Raynor doesn't have much to fall back on. Zealots would have won that game. But because he couldn't remove the Broodlords, I think that's... I don't think he necessarily had to give up, but I totally understand why he did. It wasn't like a game where you're like, oh, no, you still had a chance. But it was a game that was like, if you pulled a Bly and stuck in it for 10 more minutes, maybe you could squeeze a victory out of it. But yeah, for those who are wondering, again, because we got a lot more people joining us now, these are just the preliminary matches for Europe today. So we're going to have 6 best-of-3s across 3 different groups. Tomorrow, we will play out the winners and the losers matches. So DNS and Rainer will play today, and then they'll have plenty of time to prepare for their opponents tomorrow, and so forth for everybody else in the group. But you're watching the Ting Open Season 5, Round of 32. These are best-of-3s, but the round of 16 is where the best-of-5s begin.
The wildcard group get renamed to Europe Group 3.
Yeah, so they kind of became like a combination of like Europe 3/wildcard. Same with Korea, because half the players went to Korea and didn't tell me until after they were in Korea.
Classic.
Like, nothing against you, Thermal and Zanster. I love that they're in our tournament, but yeah, it's... You know, we had a big post on Reddit today about scheduling, and one of the things I underlined was players. That's a big part of a lot of these tournaments, but...
I heard actually having players helps a lot.
Yeah, well, we can deep dive into that later. I think what I really want to get into, though, is I love that it was a macro game. I kind of referenced our Korean group prior to getting in the game, and the thing was, it was like a lot of 2-raxes, a lot of proxies, a lot of early pools. Like, it was a 2.5 broadcast for 5 best-of-3s. Short, not sweet. We did get one really amazing game towards the end of the day, but my point is I just love that the European group has already given us so much value. And I don't mean from like a sponsorship or a monetary point of view. Like, that was just a great game of StarCraft. And again, for those who weren't here earlier, DNS is the returning champion from Season 4.
You know, I actually was wondering what was up with that as well. Like, I was like casting something at the same time, so I couldn't watch, but I like was checking in to see like how far along you were. And I was like, wait, how are they a series ahead of us after like 2 best-of-3s? Because our games were short and and like sucky. I was like, what?
Well,
what is happening?
What really sucks was I planned to do the full group with Roddy, and then we'd host you for like a big amount at the end. But because it was so short, we peaked at like 2K viewers, which wasn't bad or something. But I was like, I'll just do a bounty instead, because I love Wardy, but I'm not going to add too much for his broadcast doing it. So I don't know if you know this or not. I did take the time to pull up your stream on my stream and spam everybody. Go to Wardy, go to Wardy.
People, but I gained like 500 viewers. It was actually kind of insane.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was really hoping it would time out better yesterday. But it is what it is. And it's not so bad doing a bounty. But getting back to this game, DNS, he's opened up with an Oracle again. Sorry, I'm kind of talking over you, but I was just going to lead into wondering, do you think it's a double Stargate? I mean, it didn't work last game, but I don't think it went badly.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think this might be something a little bit special.
Yeah.
And there you go. Fleet Beacon.
So if you guys are pondering what this could be, it's not a fast carrier, it's not a fast mothership, it's going to be for a Tempest. We didn't get to see much action out of it last game because the Zealots were doing all the heavy lifting, but Tempest one-shot drones. With how fast they move and how much airspace, well, there's not a lot of airspace, I guess, but there's some airspace you can maneuver around on this map. He could be really terribly annoying. In fact, yesterday, or for Europe, I think once we saw Puck, somebody, I'm trying to remember who now, but somebody was using Tempest akin to like a Liberator. They're just hanging out back here, ducking in, killing some workers, and then walking away. It was so frustrating to watch.
Well, we're maybe going to see a bit of that right now as the Tempest on the way up. Maybe the pros players are just like, you know what, I'm watching all this TVZ and everyone gets to open battle cruisers. I want to open with my tier 3 air unit. Maybe they want a bit of the fun as well. They're going to be sick of like tier 3 air tech, aren't they?
Zerg's just like, what? Yeah, we get these queens, sure, for 6 years in StarCraft, but where's our like 5-minute Brood Lords, huh?
Yeah.
You know what Blizzard's going to do? They're going to give queens 2 more range. That's how they
compensate.
compensate.
That's what I was about to say. They're like, well, guys, we've actually seen a lot of air unit usage, and we actually think the queens might need some more range to help deal with this. The next thing you know, you're sieging the main base with a queen from your own natural.
Well, as I say, maybe they make it explicitly only anti-air attack gets +2 range, and then suddenly Overlord scouting in ZVZ is impossible.
It's like, oh, you want to see what I'm up to? Better just make 20 lings instead of an Overlord, buddy.
There was a time where people would make those fake maps that looked like the real maps, and they would have things like missile turrets with like 500 range on them, right? Like, that's where we're slowly getting to, Wardy, in real StarCraft.
Hey, at least they cost 150 minerals, mate. You know.
And some supply, I guess. You're right.
Yeah,
Look at us justifying the cost.
Takes up hatchery build time.
Okay, so this move out of DNS, I think it's funny you kind of refer to the battlecruiser, because that's what I see this as. Very similar to a battlecruiser opening versus Zerg right now, where it's probably not going to end the game, but it will do enough damage and cause a lot of distractions. And look at that speed of maneuverability. And while this goes on, DNS, kind of akin to what we've seen a lot of our Terrans do, rather than like super invest into it, he's actually macroing out of it. Like a Forge comes down, Twilight Council, third base, double robo. Like his plan isn't to win with this, it's to open with this.
It's actually really cute as well. He uses the Oracle to tag the drones and the Queen, so he has a bit of vision to actually utilize the Tempest to its full ability. So that was really nice, and expect another revelation sometime soon, as this Tempest takes a bit of a beating.
Still got 8 workers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You force out extra spores. Raynor has to pay attention to this. You can't just be like macroing complacently. I mean, the Queen's over here doing a great job being in position. If you really want to do this properly, though, you can hold position the Tempest close enough to shoot a Queen without it being able to reach back. As Queens only have 9 range, Tempests have 10.
So stupid when you say that.
Queens have 9 range, actually. That is so stupid. I'm getting really mad thinking about this. No wonder all these goddamn medevacs die.
It's like a Tempest for the ground.
It is. It's a reverse Tempest, Morty. And it only costs 150 minerals and it's tier 1. Can you believe it? Zerg, please.
You know, I bet Queen's just as fast as a Tempest on creep as well.
3.4-ish versus 3.5. Oh my god, you're right.
Oh, we lasted a game.
We lasted a game. We had one great game, and then fucking Tempest and Queen. Well, Queen's more than the Tempest, honestly, but Queens and Tempest ruined the cast for me, guys. I'm done. Hang it up. Let's go home. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Did I tell you about the time where I was watching Mana's stream with Harstam and Lambo? So, we were watching the stream, and someone in Twitch chat goes, I just think it's ridiculous that 2 Queens beat a carrier. And we're just like laughing like, God, Twitch chat's hilarious. Like, what an idiot. And then we kind of look at each other like, do 2 Queens beat a carrier? Quite convincingly is the answer. It's like, what?
Transfuse, I'm just saying. Like...
No, I found micro.
The new carrier is weird too, because I guess the Queens would kill the interceptors and would take too long to rebuild them.
Yeah, this was pre-patch as well, so now they suck even more.
Right now, a single Queen probably beats it, says Harstam. See, I was really convinced, seeing all the changes in the patch, that carriers were going to be out. Their interceptors take too long to build. Yeah, they got a health boost, but then we saw Zest and a lot of Koreans actually using carriers more than ever. So I'm really not sure where that unit's supposed to be right now. Because all things on paper to me looks like it's a garbage unit, but the Koreans insist on saying, no, it's still good.
It's meant to be in the trash can, but actually the Koreans are just so stubborn.
The Koreans are just used to the trash can. They're like, we got region locked, we've been left with the scraps. It's what we're used to at this point. I don't know. This is becoming a real political broadcast. Queens and Koreans. Like, Jesus. This run by down here will get caught by Raynor. He's not going to be complacent about this. I love it. Meanwhile, DNS has bulked up quite the army. As I kind of highlighted, the Tempests were more of an opener, less of an all-in. He's got a great army behind this. He's got a Mothership. He's got Archons. I think Storm's done too, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So that's about 5 or 6 Templar with plenty of Storm energy. Problem is, though, you don't need detection to suicide bomb with Banelings, and that is a freaking lot of Banelings.
It really is. Reyno's up at 86 workers, so he is looking to trade and keep on trading. He sends Lings towards the natural, but that's walled off, so he'll send him to the third instead. And DNS is coming forward on the 3.
I was going to say, killing these cannons is totally easy for this. He loses a couple queens in the middle of the map. I guess there's some carriers in this army. And he could kill the robos, which is really scary for DNS. Oh, he works on a zealot where it can't get out. But he also can't get attacked either. 2,000 IQ plays out of DNS!
That zealot will never die, as we see some Hydras diving in for the
time warp.
Mothership. The Storms are pretty good, though. Time Warp isn't actually really going to catch much, but it does zone units out, I guess. Queens dealing with a Zealot in the main base. The new transfuse.
Even with the transfuse, the Zealot still wins 2v1. What the fuck? Look, at the end of the day, guys, everything in this game is broken and nothing is good. That's why we love StarCraft. But I guess one of the things to highlight, none of these Hydras have upgrades yet. Like, 9 seconds to go, and he's going to lose most of his Hydras before they finish their +1. Mothership goes down, though. I love the Tempest
from earlier. The Tempest from earlier just showed up like, yeah, we're always part of this army. As we see the Hydras actually having a very close fight here. There's only 3 Archons and an Immortal left over. Oh, so close.
I think reinforcements will clutch. Meanwhile, there's another attack to the top side, though. DNS had a really great army, but I just realized like his upgrades are a little lacking compared to last game, right? Like he was doing a great job with these zealots and run-bys because they had like +2 and +3. This game around, still only on +1, no +2 in sight. He's struggling a little bit to get the same effectiveness out of these zealots.
Those zealots going to get picked off right away.
Oh my god.
That was obviously, Reno was also just in position. Like, those zealots were like a moment or two too late. Like, imagine they hit while the fight was still happening. This would have been impossible for Reno to send anything to deal with.
The mathematicians in Twitch chat just blew my fucking brain, dude. If a queen beats a carrier and a zealot beats a queen, does a zealot beat a carrier? Answer, obviously yes. You know what's worse, too? That's like, the cheaper the unit goes, the better it gets in that case, too, right? Like a carrier's a lot of gas and minerals, the queen's only 150. What beats a queen? Well, something that's 50 minerals cheaper than the queen, right? Nice snipe there, by the way.
You know what? A marine beats a zealot. You have to micro it because it's Terran.
As you say, with like AI perfect micro, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because it's Terran. You have to be AI perfect micro.
Of course. Alright, well, you know what?
Why is that Nexus dead?
Because the Corruptor sniped it. I just highlighted it. I literally said nice snipe while we were looking at it.
I'm just not really very good with bases dying today.
Or casting.
I mean, that's a given, so...
But the thing is, like, that was a nice snipe, right? Came with the Corruptors, grabs the base. Caustic Spray being used exactly how it should. Quick peek at the income graph, too, kind of just highlights how much better this has been. Oh, nice. Nice. Keeps the Banelings off. How much better this has been for Raynor over the last, like, 10 minutes of the game.
What did he just kill with 4 Banelings?
A Nexus trying to go down.
Was it really?
I think so. Check the structures last. 2 Nexus.
God. That's actually insane.
Because it was this one, then the other.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh,
I just thought they hit a probe, and I saw something like a building die too, like there's 4 less Banes. I was like, huh? Wow.
Because it wasn't a cannon and it wasn't a forge.
No, I mean, it had to be a Nexus
lost.
like where it was.
God, that's expensive for DNS.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, well, Hive's coming in for Raynor.
This.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, his early game led to such a strong middle army. Now it's at this point where it's honestly anyone's game again. Raynor's winning through money, he's winning through supply, but DNS has been taking the more cost-effective fights. If he can keep that up, then eventually he'll come back on top, especially with the double expansions he's going for right now. But, oh boy, he's going to have to cancel this one again.
Yeah, he just cannot get off of the 4 bases at the moment, so that's really hurting. At the same time, Reno jumps into the middle of the map, dodges the first storm, but there's a lot of high tempo here, so has to be careful. And obviously isn't really able to spread out on Port Alexander in this position, which means that he has to kind of just back away and probably just wait for Broodlords, I guess. More Corruptors coming up, the Hive is about to finish, and Broodlords are kind of the go-to at this point.
I really like this map too, by the way, just a side note. Yesterday for Korea, all we saw was like Cerulean Fall, Kairos, and Blue Shift over and over and over again. I like Port Alexander. I think it's like one of the more standard maps of the season. I think this will become kind of like the Overgrowth, more or less. Like this will be a safe one to pick in just about any given situation.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I actually really like this map. I was really happy to see it make it into the map pool.
Ooh. This attack to the south is looking really scary with all these Archons. Even if all the Banelings collide into it, like, it's only going to take out the front wave. And even then, there's so many storms underneath it. I love the time warp. Of course, it's not just the actual movement speed slow, it's an attack speed slow now, too. So this is a big area that Raynor just cannot afford to fight in. Forced to give up the base, he does evacuate the drones. The army, it's going to pick up a free Archon. That's actually really nice.
And
but he goes for the counter.
Yeah, and he's got some Banes here to get rid of these Zealots. If they splash nicely, he gets through the Zealots quickly. Okay, the recall has to come down.
Ooh, but it's only a partial recall.
That's maybe going to be Zed. Ooh, I was going to say real
those storms are looking good!
Real good. Wow.
And the Archon's going to take out the Corruptors. Oh shit, Raynor! Super out of position with that fight. He doesn't get the Nexus on the other side. DNS with the defense and DNS with the attack. He's got control of this game. And while the supply doesn't look so one-sided, it's all in production. It's 38 Lings and 22 Hydras that are not even alive yet. Although, life begins at contraception. I don't know. Political arguments to be made there, but Jesus Christ, DNS is killing it this game, Wardy.
He's killing everything this game right now. Hydra's going down. He's got an army in the center, which has come back from the left.
GG.
Reno has no option other than to GG.
Oh my God.
With game 3.
This is actually, I'm just going to say it right now, no other series today is going to live up to this. Holy fuck. Like, this has been so sick, so back and forth. And I expect nothing less. This is Raynor, the rising star of 2018, and this is DNS, the Season 4 champion. Like, I was a little upset that like we have this only be a best of 3, but I'm so fucking happy with the matches we got. The last map in this series is going to be going down to Cerulean Fall, but guys, we are going to go to a small commercial break, so please sit tight. If you haven't seen it yet, this is, I'm going to boldly say, the best ad screen on all of Twitch. See you guys soon.
Slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you.
All right, folks, we're back, and we're going to be getting into game number 2 here in just a hot second. Players are ready. Oh, I think they're... Let me see if Rainer's still good. I know DNS is always ready. All right, Cerulean Fall. Ready. See you guys in game. All right, we're back and hopping into game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's map number 3. Things are tied up 1-1. This is one of the rare times you can actually utilize the ace match emote in the Twitch chat. But while we do the introductions, I gotta do a sponsor read, guys, so let's get this out of the way really quick. To the top right, we have the Red Protoss player, Cascades DNS.
And in the bottom left, our blue Zerg is Raynor.
Now, look, there's a lot of ways you guys can support the tournament, and sometimes it's just as simple as tuning in. But if you're looking to actually get something from the sponsors, quick little, what are they? Hover is actually the new co-sponsor a lot of you guys may not be aware of or have heard of ever in the past. I know of Hover through a lot of the podcasts I watch being sponsored by them, so I know they're a legitimate company before we even get started. What I didn't know was that they're actually the sister company or brother company? I'm not sure what the terminology for that is, but they are owned by the same people who own Ting, which is cool. So they came together to work together to make Ting Season 4. Now, there was $1,000 paid out in prize money through the preseason. There's $4,000 now through the main season, and it could be even more if you guys decide to help out. You can help out in many different ways. Matcherino page is one. It's free stuff. Click the links and all that, but Hover, you can get a discount, 10% off if you guys want to register a domain. What's great about this is Hover is something you can use globally, whereas Ting, as great as they are limited to the United States, as they're a US-only mobile phone service. So you can check out both either at bttv.ting.com or hover.com/bttv. Be sure to check them out, guys, if you're enjoying this tournament, because this is only the round of 32. We got so much more to go through. I'm super stoked for when we get to best of 5s in the round of 16, because if this is what we're getting in the round of 32, this gets better from here.
Yeah. It is Ting Season 5, by the way, not Season 4.
Oh, did I say 4? Pardon moi.
Just a little while ago. You might have even said corrected yourself since then. I just like pointing it out when you're wrong. I don't get many chances.
I'll take it, man, because if I don't, then people will be right about me on Reddit about not taking criticism. And the last thing I will do on this planet is let those motherfuckers on Reddit be right about something. How dare somebody on the internet have a different opinion than me?
But Rifkin, I'm just really sick of you announcing your tournaments over other tournaments.
Oh man, that's something we'll save for if we get some downtime, because we might later. However, we are vastly behind schedule, again, thanks to these amazing games, so it's hard to complain. But just as a quick highlight for next up on deck, guys, we got Rail versus Clem. After that is Hearthstone versus Namshar. Actually, nope, excuse me, that would be Soul versus Kelazur. Hearthstone and Namshar had swapped their time slots due to just some scheduling conflicts, but we got 6 best of 3s in total. A lot of good games. You can check them all out on Team Liquid or through the tweets we've been making. Either way, this is going to be a robo opener for DNS, so this is a big change up to things. We've been seeing consistently Stargate play. Different types of Stargate play, but consistently Stargate play. Also, just if you are watching live and not on YouTube, sorry YouTube audience, we got Ting Jeff in the chat, who does work with Ting, guys. So if you got questions about Ting, he's the new Jesse in town. Jesse, as we learned, is playing Overwatch. Hashtag no passion. But Jeff's here to get our backs.
Wait, Jesse's gone?
No, Jesse's not. I'm just giving him shit because he was playing Overwatch the other day. Which I assume he's also really bad at. I don't know why he's shouting. It's not like he's in the other room and can hear me.
He might be. That'd be kind of creepy, though.
One of the rewards, of course, on Match Arena this season is for a rematch between myself and Jesse for like the 3rd time in a row. He's really intent on beating me, guys. Oh, that soccer does barely go down. DNS tried to mic for that. What are you talking about? Every season I've beat Jesse.
God, that's insane. How lucky can you get?
I don't know. We'll find out when battlecruisers stop working. My favorite was actually Season 3, because that was the one we were live at the Corsair offices, and I proxy battlecruisered him on Dawson Station with Nathanius and Zombie Group casting. Perhaps the greatest pro moment of my life. What was crazy was that was an after the finals match, and I still think I had like 3,000 viewers or someone watching us play that really awful best of 3. I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
But all right, Resonating Glaives is gonna be the weapon of choice for DNS. It's completing here in about 10 seconds. It's weird though, because with all the scouting that Rainer's done, this doesn't look like a big all-in. And it might not be, but for now it's going to be a pretty dedicated attack. Resonating Glaives can go a long way. But if DNS puts too much into this, he'll be left defenseless, and a counterattack could end his life. And we see this happen all too much in ZVP.
Full of depths. To start off with, get 3 drones. And it's not a bad start considering you keep them alive. Going into some more depths as well back at home. And that Robo Bay, I'm so excited to see what this is from DNS. Like, this just does not seem like your regular run-of-the-mill build, does it?
I mean, I want to say it'd be something cool like a Colossus, but realistically, a Disruptor would be the smart choice, I think. At least for the opener. But at the same time, we're seeing this sort of, I don't want to call it a meta, because not enough people are doing it yet, but we are seeing like a Colossus into Disruptors. However, yeah, it's going to be Disruptors first, and I like this play a lot better, especially with the maneuverability of that Warp Prism. But just to address something that was brought up in chat, Ting Jeff says, Wardy sounds funny, and I'm just sorry to inform you, Jeff, that's called a British accent. Just not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. Co-caster grew up in a bad neighborhood. Poor parents that couldn't afford regular-sized trees. Kind of scarred him for life.
My tree's as big as yours.
Keep telling yourself that, Wardy. Keep telling yourself
just
that.
Just because you can only like afford like 3 different ornaments on your tree.
Ooh.
That's the real sad thing.
Nice recall.
Fine. Don't try and change the topic.
Well, no, let's change the topic. This is going to be a little balance money, right? For topic change, since we were just complaining about races at this point. How cool is it that there's a race in this game that has a very fast-moving air unit that can pick up and drop units from 6 yards away, and it costs no gas? Isn't that so cool, dude?
Warp Prisms are pretty good.
Like, he saves the Warp Prism, but does it fucking matter if he loses it? It's so easy to replace. In fact, he's already building another one.
I mean, it takes up robo build time, which can sometimes have an effect. This is a very aggressive attack from DNS. He's not building probes for his 3rd base, so he is really committed to getting something done here. He has force fields, 2 Mauls, and the 2 Disruptors.
Oh, but he's about to get like Xbox 360 surrounded. The force fields help out a little bit, but the corruptors... Whoa! I said corruptors, I meant disruptors. They get their shots. They nail it. However, even taking a huge chunk of that army, I don't know if that was enough. Big Warpins coming to try and hold this. More disruptors on, like, in like, what, 10 seconds? 5 seconds. You can almost fire again.
The first prism goes down, and here comes prism number 2!
You don't even notice it. That was like a magic trick, dude. Like, as it died, this one flew in through the ashes. And it's like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? Nothing happened.
And for my next trick, I will pull a warp prism from the corpse of my old...
You ever see the movie Beer Fest?
No.
They have a character in the movie called Landfill who dies. And then they have his, like, twin brother come in. It's like, could you guys also just call me Landfill? That's what just happened there.
Oh, well, this is going it's kind of a weird fight. Like, it's hard
tight.
to say which way it's going for, but I think Giannis is starting to get a bit of an advantage here. He's
I
got a
think-
lot of adepts, and his key units are still alive. The Disruptors and Immortals have not been picked off.
Yeah, one of the worst parts about this is he can't get around this to kill the Warp Prism. If he kills that Warp Prism, this attack is over. And he's got a Ravager Queen up here, so it's like the possibility is there. But breaking this army head on, Disruptor shots are going to beat him anytime he tries to clump up. And if he splits, he's got a weaker army for it. Grabs the Queen. Here we go. Corrosive Bow trying to hit that Warp Prism, but it's going to move away. Queen can't fire at it. This is tough. DNS is so all in with this, too. There's no third base. There's no tech coming up with it. He wants to end the game with this attack.
Oh, the Ravager and a couple of Roaches on move command there, trying to get to the natural. Force fields come down on the natural, and now DNS could just move up to the third base, which is essentially going to force Reno into a bad fight, because he has to move up a ramp, and he also has to defend this base, so there's no good way about this. I might just be too late. DNS getting into this position, and well, Reno's going to try and come in from a couple different angles here. Oh,
he does
hit
get
the prism.
But you're right,
That's
it might be
big.
too late. The base
the
dies, the
hatchery
drones are
already
pulled.
down.
He's going to go for the attack. Disruptors are not available just yet. Only one shot gets off.
Still a good shot, though. Hits a bunch of the Roaches. The Ravagers on the right side, taking a lot of damage too. They are going down. The next Disruptor shot coming in, and Reno's dropping in supply. He's got minerals he can't spend because he's lost a hatchery. He's been missing injects, and he is just not going to get enough up to deal with this.
Yeah, no larva to work with is brutal. 1,000 minerals in the bank when you die is not how you want to go down. New Warp Prism comes in the front line, and he's building another one behind it. Look, we're making jokes, but to put a pause on the sarcasm, the fact is these Warp Prisms are so valuable and so incredibly important. And if this another one gets sniped off, then the attack's over. Raynor could lose this, or DNS loses the game. But instead, he's making sure that that doesn't happen. Another Warp Prism on the front line here in moments. The attack, the army, it's so powerful. It's looking so good. Raynor has been beaten back to a corner by DNS.
Reno is trying to just do what he can here. A couple of units split away. A few more sentries being walked in.
It's too much, man.
Is about to fall.
Look at the resources lost. Look at the units in play. This is too much. I think Raynor's dead. DNS showing why he's the Season 4 champion with this game.
Man, I thought DNS was going to come in and put up a fight, but
the Disruptor!
this was a great fight, and wow. My favorite thing about all of this is what these builds, as GG is called, DNS takes it. DNS's builds are just so fun. Different builds every game, different styles of builds, harassment into macro, just kind of a very standard macro build, and then there's sort of just all in too. Really awesome stuff. Definitely not your run-of-the-mill builds, and I think this caught Reno quite off guard.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate too, because Raynor's like definitely a favored player by many, but not at all sad. This was not an elimination match or anything. This was just the preliminaries of the group, right? So you will see Raynor come back tomorrow. You will see DNS come back tomorrow, but that will be it for them for today. So DNS will advance to the losers group, while Raynor, sadly, will fall down for the time being. I'm trying to just update the scores here really quick. I get Gumiho off the bracket while I'm at it.
God, man. Why do you hate Gumiho so much?
Well, like, why do I love Gumiho so much? I've put him on brackets of things he's not even involved with.
You trying to rig things here, Rifkin? Ay.
Confirmed rigging.
So coming up next is Rifkin fixes the bracket, is the next matchup of this group, which should be Rail versus Clem. So that's getting set up in a few moments. Obviously going to have an ad break and, you know, the usual. But I guess we're not going to take too long because we are a little behind schedule.
Right. So we're going to get vetoes sorted, all this stuff. Oh, they've already done vetoes. Awesome. So, fuck, they're starting with Stasis. All right, guys, we got a small ad from Ting to play for you. It's less of an ad. It's more of a video, really. We recorded this at TwitchCon, not this year, but last year with them. So enjoy learning a little bit about Ting while we get this next series set up. I promise you, we won't be bombarding you with tons of ads today as we got a lot of games to get through, but we'll be back soon.
TwitchCon is a 3-day event to celebrate everything Twitch TV, which is a website where you can watch pro gaming tournaments, entertaining streamers, real-life streams, artistic streams, pretty much everything to do with live streaming.
So esports is the competitive side of video games. It's where Twitch mostly got started through StarCraft esports. People compete from all over the world in tournaments. They're brought out to play on the big stages. It's a crazy industry.
I got into streaming when I got StarCraft 2. Shortly after, I had friends that would stream, so I figured that I'd give it a go. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of a miracle.
I would spend most of my shifts watching people play games on YouTube, and I thought, I could do that. So I did that.
It's completely changed the way that I live. I work full time. It's my 100% job. It's just a magical thing that we have now in the modern day.
I really like the fact that I get to have a fan base and interact with them on the regular. It's cool being able to share content to thousands of people.
So we brought BaseTradeTV here because they've been running Ting-sponsored StarCraft 2 tournaments alongside us for the past 2 years.
Well, like, we've never really heard of Ting, but we wanted to hear them out. So we got taken to their offices and basically planned out a tournament. It went really well, so we had another one, and now currently at the time of this interview, we're in Ting Season 4.
Last season, Season 3, we actually had a live finals in California. It was at Corsairs headquarters. It was a blast.
Honestly, it's not too crazy. They don't have a lot of requirements. They just want us to hang out with the fans, tell them our genuine opinions about working with Ting. And it's easy to do because we really like working with Ting.
Ting's an awesome company. I'm really glad they're here working with Twitch and working with esports, and I hope they continue to do so.
They both use Ting. They both know a lot about Ting, and they've done a great job of representing Ting on Twitch TV, and they're one of our most valued partners, I would say.
Hey guys, we're back, but only to send you into the map. So we're getting into stasis. Enjoy the memes, and if you have the emote, get ready to spam it. We'll see you in game. You guys might hear Wardy giggling a little bit because, yeah, it's a silly emote for a silly map. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new best of 3 here for the round of 32, the Ting Open. Before we get into it, though, I got to replay this if it even works. Although, it doesn't seem to be for some reason. Well, we got a $20 donation that I was trying to highlight, and I don't know why it's not going through, but Jay Shinray, thank you very much for the 20 bucks, dude. I'm not sure why it's not working properly. We'll take a look at that later, I guess. But really appreciate it, man. Big love for the support. Let's get into game, though. Spawning here on the top right side, he is the blue Protoss, Rail.
Top left. Man, you lined all the 16-year-olds up in a row today, didn't you? A red Terran is clam.
Can you not phrase it like that, please, Wardy? Could you phrase it literally any other way?
Well, I mean, it's your mind that puts it like that. So, I mean, what are you even... I don't even want to go here.
All right, let's get away from that topic and let's talk about the players at hand, because not everyone may be familiar with both the players. So again, hello, dear YouTube or Twitch audience. Those of you who are a little bit more casual, Clem has not quite had the rising fame that Raynor has, but Clem and Raynor started out about the same tier, I feel. Both really impressing a lot of people for their play, for how young they are. Clem heralded as like one of the faster Terrans in Europe, despite not having nearly as many victories and critical acclaim as the rest. Very good young French player. On the other hand, Rail, a little bit lesser known, used to be called Verdi for a while. For the longest time, was just an all-in Protoss. No skill. Since then, he's developed quite a bit, and he actually won one of the qualifiers to get here, I believe, if memory serves. So, Rail's fighting pretty hard nowadays. I also lost a lot of money to him at poker at Home Story Cup. But that's because I foolishly looked at my cards, Wardy.
Yeah, you messed up, honestly. I don't know what you're doing. You actually looked at your cards and you lost all your money.
Actually, as you guys, you're the first person I've had on stream who can verify. I was just telling the story casually, but for those who missed it, TLDR is I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. And when it came to poker, playing with the boys at Home Story Cup, I didn't look at my cards and won not like 1 or 2, but like 5 or 7 hands in a row. Not looking at my cards a single time.
And it was like insane hands as well. It was like people had good hands and like, oh, I got 2 pair, and you just flip over. It's like, oh, well, I guess I have full house. Sorry, dude. Like,
yeah. Well, my favorite part about this is Rail was sitting to my direct left, and every time I didn't look at my cards, he would just like get mad at me because he knows how to actually play poker. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're so stupid." This is really unfortunate.
How do you play against someone who literally doesn't know what they're doing?
Right? I mean, I won the BlizzCon poker tournament doing the exact same thing, so I don't know what to tell you, man. This delayed the command center by a bit. This really sucks for Clem's supply block more than anything else, but there we go. Command center finishes up, and that'll be a little bit more breathing room. The Reaper continues to be a nuisance on the other side of the field. Grabbing 2 probes now. Does die.
Marines and a Hellion still trying to fight this here. Rail's really doing a pretty good job, though. I mean, really applying some pressure, but he commits with this Adept, which means that he gets a Hellion, but he loses the Adept and doesn't even get the extra SCV, so...
Yeah.
Not that bad for Clem overall. Not a lot lost.
Little sloppy. Or greedy, I guess. It depends on what your point of view is for that. I don't like losing the Adepts for how little he got out of it. Viking and a Cyclone's the follow-up. We're seeing a lot of Cyclone openers in TVP right now. The lock-on ability, even without the Magfield Accelerator, is still just so powerful. It can deal with Phoenix. It can, with Magfield Accelerator, kill anything armored very quickly. And he is going to be researching set upgrade. If you guys don't know how this works, it literally doubles the damage of the lock-on versus anything armored. From 400 to 800 damage, which is an insane value to consider. Someone in chat wants to know, by the way, is Mana and Goblin playing? They will be, but later today, so not yet.
Magfield Accelerator is actually such a good upgrade. Like, the difference it makes. Like, Cyclones kind of tickle things, and then Magfield finishes, and it's like, oh my god, this like the highest damage output unit in the game? Is it a 4? Like, it's crazy.
It's like 5 shots to kill a shield battery with Magfield Accelerator or something like that. It's kind of crazy. But I think the thing is, a lot of people see 800 damage, they're like, bullshit. But then you realize it's stretched out over a long period of time. It's still really good, but it's not as bullshit.
Still bullshit.
Okay, it's still bullshit. It's just slightly less bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, lock on here, but it gets lifted up by the Phoenix, and this is why Phoenix are so good at the moment in the metagame. Why we're seeing so many of them, because that's an instant shutdown, and you know what? None of these units get away.
Well, he made a really interesting choice there. He could just unload up here and only have to fight the Phoenix instead of the Zealots. Kind of messing up his mic right at the end, but he chose to focus on the Phoenix. Part of this wasn't even like shooting the Phoenix that had captured the Cyclone. He's just, his priority was kill the Phoenix, and I respect that, but in that situation, I don't know that's the way to go. Either way, this weird map with its terrible attack path leads to a pretty quick counterattack. Rail's already at the base of Clem.
Yeah, he already is. Lifts up one of the Cyclones. The Phoenix are going to start dealing some damage to that as well, but he's lost one of the Phoenix. Now he loses 2. Well, I mean, Cyclones are going to get to lock on again, but they're locking onto Zealots. I mean, the Stalkers in the back feel like maybe the better targets, but at the end, he is just going to have to back away, and the counterattack from Rail is maybe a bit of an overextension more than anything else.
I actually like the priority on the Zealots here quite a bit, because the Zealots are what terrifies the rest of the units he has to play with, which is Marines, right? Yeah, the Stalkers could die, but then they'd have to dive through the Zealots for that, and with Cyclones only having 120 health, they can't take Zealot hits either. Like, Cyclones are a glass cannon unit. Lots of damage, not a lot of durability.
I just feel that if you kill the Stalkers, you're almost guaranteed to kill the Zealots afterwards.
Perhaps.
It's very situation dependent, I guess.
Well, the question also is, like, how much damage gets done by the Zealots in the meantime, right? I'm not saying you're right, I'm right, versus, you know, Clem's decision was wrong, but it is, that's one of many decisions Clem has to make in a split second, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. It's a tough one. Like it's very unfigured out as well. Still, this is a very aggressive follow-up. 6 gates.
Yo, he killed a lot of the Phoenix, so there's not as much crowd control here to be so terrified. And if he does kill the Phoenix,
Cyclones, though.
It's not to prepare the bunker. The SCVs are pulled way too late. He tries to get in front of the Marines to be the buffer. I don't know if he's got the damage for this, Wardy.
I mean, even if he does, he's already lost 20 workers, and that's insane. And he's going to lose the Cyclones. I mean, the Zealots have charged too, so they're just going to keep on charging in. And Rail will take is a pretty fast game one compared to the first series that we had today.
That's good though. It helps us get caught up on schedule. I just sit here a little bit like about it because the thing I don't like for Raynor, or excuse me, for Clem, Jesus, in that situation, is I think he went too much with the Cyclones. I really like Cyclones. They're good for some situations, but I think like having a good tank behind some of those lines, you know, they could take more hits from the Phoenix. They're not so easily crowd control removed. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, but one other thing we're seeing a lot of Terran players move towards, and I'm not sure if Clem will follow this meta or not, is like Widow Mines are getting prioritized a lot now with how fast they build. By the way, yeah, have you not seen some of these Widow Mine openers the Koreans are doing? It's so stupid, but it like looks so good.
What kind of openers?
Just pumping out Widow Mines, like forget Hellies, forget like you get your opener units, but I mean it's not tanks as the follow up, it's like Widow Mines as the follow up.
Oh yeah. No, Widow Mines is pretty popular right now. Yeah. Like what you mean, like
bits.
they open up and they're like Widow Mines.
I'm sure there's gonna be some variation, like TY or somebody will do that. They'll just like instead of the first 2 Cyclone or Hellions or anything, it'll just be like 2 Widow Mines right away.
Well, I mean, Drilling Claws opening is actually kind of popular.
It's pretty gross.
Especially a lot.
Well,
Sorry,
folks.
bits.
Huh?
I thought you were talking about bits. Sorry, I feel like I keep interrupting. I'll shut up.
Okay, well, as Wardy shuts up, I'm going to use that cue to see if the players are ready and hop into game number 2.
They're both ready.
They're both ready? All right, well, it's Port Alexander. Enjoy the intro. See you guys in game. We are back with game number 2. Spawning in the top left side of the map once more, we have the French blue Terran player, Clem, playing for Exceed.
Which means I get to introduce the red Protoss player to the bottom right-hand side. It's Rail.
Now, I do want to... I'm not sure. This keeps getting asked in chat. I'm assuming the person is just being obnoxious at this point. But Mana and Goblin are scheduled to play today. Yes, all the matches are scheduled to play today at some point. However, I do want to add a little like asterisk here for Mana's game. Mana versus Bly may be pushed off till tomorrow. About 4 hours-ish ago, Mana contacted me, letting me know that he's having internet problems and he's trying to resolve it, but there's a chance it's not resolved by the time we play. So the decision is he's going to try to play, but if it's too laggy, we will call it and resume their best of 3 tomorrow before the losers and the winners matches. But ooh, Clem's going to get scouted, not because of where the barracks is, but because of where the barracks isn't.
It is funny though, because we have seen these Terran players put in barracks like not even proxies, but just outside their base to fly back in. Now this is a scout, and that means he does know that this is properly proxied, so that's good information for Rail, as this will be a Reaper. And I still expect the factory to be at home from Clem, but it is going to be obviously factory before expansion, so a bit more aggression.
Yeah, we're going to watch the gas finish up in a second, so with the SCV not being in any position to build it, it's going to be coming down home like for sure. This opener, though, leads to a couple interesting follow-ups to it. First off, the Reaper can obviously cause a little bit of chaos. That's nice. But on the other side, Rail is responding with his own proxy.
Proxy, baby.
Don't you proxy meow.
I'm glad you turned that into something successful. I was about to say, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry.
Here's that Reaper. With the way this opens too, he doesn't go for the Adept, he goes for the Stalker. This probably could have got about 4 kills if he just wanted to dedicate with it, but for him it's looking like scouting's more valuable. He's got a bunker with a Marine going into it to deny the natural, which is wonderful, but at the same time, Clem's got to know the fact that there is no base. This is going to turn into an all-in of some variety. Protoss don't just take this lightly. Oh shit, and it's not a Stargate, Wardy. It's gonna be DTs.
I like it. It's gonna be cheeky, isn't it? I like it. It's just so different. You know, out of everything you expect, I think the last thing you expect is Bling.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that timed out well for the course of what you were saying that, but yeah, it's Blink. This is astonishing for a couple of different reasons, but number one is like it's going to be the hardest thing to scout.
Yeah, I mean, how do you scout something that's literally in the middle of a random position on the map?
Graham Loves Bacon, thank you for the sub. Oh, Texas gifted a sub to Graham Loves Bacon. What a weirdly trolly thing, but I love it. Thank you, dude. Command Center up on the high ground. I love this a lot, but the problem is, again, not identifying that this is going to be a proxy, or Blink more so. It's kind of hard to guess what units you go for. Magfeld Accelerator in like 9 out of 10 situations against Stalkers will just destroy them, but in one where they can blink directly on top of you, that Cyclone's going to get shot down faster than the Stalkers will.
I feel like this is a really great play from Royal in the sense of what Terran players are doing in the current meta game, which is a lot of Cyclones. So I do really like this, and I think this is going to be really tough for Clem to figure out.
He's not going to have high ground vision, so there's not going to be like a quick blink up to the main. He's going to have to work for this, which is going to be awkward. Of course, all of his Stalkers have been warped in at home too. He's looking to break that bunker before going into the attack, I suppose. Tin Fox, by the way, thank you for the 5-month resub. He says, "Yay, Blink Stalkers!" Well, we found the Protoss in the audience.
The single one.
I mean,
all right, Storm's going to come
Blink
down.
away?
I think right now you don't want to reveal Blink, though, do you? I guess maybe there's so
but
many
at the same time, there's so many Stalkers, right? Like, what else would it be?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree, especially, but then there's no
this.
Twilight Council.
Right, so the Suicide Scout's a little bit questionable, because if there was tech, he would have seen it with his dying breath, but there's not tech here because tech's there, so does Clem guess what's going on? Because if it was a proxy Stargate, it would have hit by now, right? Unfortunately, I think, Clem knows exactly what's up. He lands the Viking, he's got a tank. A lot of this is in preparation because the Viking deals 20 damage a shot to Stalkers.
Disgusting how good it is. Stalker's coming forwards, though, and I guess the biggest issue, no high ground vision. So if you blink up here, he's got to make a decision pretty fast. Oh, that's
only
a bad
half
blink.
The Stalkers blink in, but they get the Cyclones. He's microing the Viking with the medevac. I love it. There's the follow-up blink. I don't think there's enough to hold this, Wardy.
I mean, one Marine at a time, the bunkers don't actually matter, so yeah. I mean, another tank comes out, even it doesn't matter. Like, there's these Stalkers can just blink all day, and
they blink down to escape, blink up to reinforce.
Yeah, I mean, one tank is not going to defend here either. That's the big thing, right? Like, a tank can siege up and all of that, but you just blink on top of it, and it's going to die in just a couple of seconds. Boom. Jump, blink, death. GG's, real 2 man.
Yeah, Clem was so close to being prepared for that. Like, he knew. It was very clear he knew what was coming, but a little too late, I guess. More bunkers. I don't know. Either way, Rail will take the series 2-0, knocking Clem down to the losers match. So tomorrow we're going to have Raynor versus Clem. Oh, shit. That's actually going to be pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, Raynor lost. Fuck.
Right? I know. It's weird to say that out loud.
Yeah. You know when you just always assume Raynor. I just feel like the series was like so good for Raynor as well. God, I'm sorry. Shut up. Go.
No, you are totally in the right for this. Like, that, it's hard to look at that and remember.
And DNS versus Rail.
Well, it's going to be PvP, but like we said, guys, the losers matches will be happening tomorrow. So I'm trying to get the bracket updated here really quick. We will duck out to a small commercial break, nothing too long, nothing too crazy, because we, of course, have the other matches we got to get our scooted into here. Walking and talking is a bit tough. Wardy, what do I have next up? It's on Discord if you have to go look.
The next matchup is going to be Hearthstone versus Namshar.
That's actually been swapped with Sol versus Kelzer, though, so that should be Sol and Kelzer. TVT coming up next then.
Okay.
Which should be pretty good.
I was never going to know that then, was I?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Dude. Got your back.
Thank you.
But okay, here's the final bracket. I'm just actually saving it and exporting it now, guys. So this is what Group 1 looks like. And that's what it'll look like going into it tomorrow. But as I said, we're done with Group 1 for now. We'll be hopping into Group 2. Well, actually, technically Group 3, because it's, as I said, Sol and Kelazur, even though it was supposed to be Hearthstone and Namshar. So we're going to go hunt down players and see what's going on. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. This has been a really fun cast. Even though that second series was short, we got a lot of good games ahead of us. 4 more best of 3 still coming. So stay tuned. We'll be back soon. Hey guys, we're back. Thanks for watching that commercial break. We are just sorting out vetoes with Kelzer and Soul at the moment. Or we should be, at least. I'm not sure what's happened to Soul. He asked where Kelzer was. Kelzer came and then Soul disappeared.
No, Soul's still here. There may be veteran in PM or something.
Okay. But yeah, let's get caught up with what's been going on for today. So if you guys just joined us, we are 2 best of 3s into the total of 6. So we've got 4 to go. The 4 best of 3s remaining are going to be in the following order. Soul versus Kelzer, which is happening right now. After that, we have Mana versus Bly. But again, guys, it's a little asterisk because Mana and Bly may be delayed till tomorrow due to the possibility here of Mana lagging too much to play. Then we have Goblin versus Gung Fu Banda. And then the last match of the day ends up being one of the sickest ones, Hearthstone versus Namshar. These two have like an accidental rivalry just through how much they've played each other this year, over the last couple years even. I love watching them play. I do fear, though, that Namshar, I kind of took some shots at him jokingly, the same way I like to take shots at Wardy, but he is kind of a one-trick pony in many ways. He gets stuck on Lurkers and Hydras a lot. My fear is that if Hearthstone knows that, then he might be able to just blind counter him. But then at the same time, Namshar's had some pretty notable wins versus Hearthstone in the past, so I don't know, that last match of the day is going to be a good one.
I'm looking forward to all the matches. It's actually a really cool tournament.
Are you hosting or am I, by the way?
I am already in the lobby.
Perfect. All right, first map is going to be on Automaton. So we have an intro for this one, which
Automaton?
is great.
Automaton?
How do you say it?
Automaton. I mean,
Wait,
you just missed out
what?
on you.
Say it again.
Automaton. You just said automaton. Automaton.
Automaton.
Miss you.
I'm not missing a U.
Well,
How do you say this word, Wardy? A-U-T-O.
Auto.
Automaton.
Nah, you're saying automaton. I'm saying auto.
Okay, here,
We
chat,
said it
vote.
too much.
Here's how we do it. Like, because I don't mind being wrong. I'm known for not pronouncing things correctly. That's probably the thing I'm most famous for. Is it vote 1 in the chat? Is it pronounced automaton? Or is it vote 2? How do you say it, Wardy?
Automaton.
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 I don't know. I think
I've
think
heard it
this
so
is the
many
one
times
time
now,
I'm
I'm
right.
confused.
I think this is the one time I'm right on this one, but I might be wrong. Let's see what chat says. It started out with a lot of 2s, and I got worried for a second, and that's a lot of 1s, dude.
Really? Automaton? I feel like you're missing a U.
Because automaton's like a robot, dude. Like,
Automaton? You know what? Can we just call this map the one that's like thankful that Stasis in the map pool so people don't complain about it asthma?
that's a fair compromise. Let's hop into it. Here's the intro. We'll see you guys again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, I just cut off the cool part of the intro. Fuck, I forgot about that. All right, my bad. I owe you guys an intro. Whoa. We are getting into game number 1, though, and I didn't want to miss out too much because it is a TVT, and you don't get many of these in Europe. In fact, this is like 75% of the Terrans in Europe right now. Spotting in the upper right side, we have the blue player. It is, of course, Soul, playing for Wind and Rain. Can you get over this? Hound Spear wants to know, how can 2 people be 75%? Because you don't do math on stream. I also want to highlight, because some people were very confused about Kelzer's participation in this, broadly known as Brazilian/North American player. He is actually living in the Netherlands at the moment, doing both school and finding love. So Kelzer will be in Europe for the foreseeable future. Oh, that too. But my point is, it's great because we really, the jokes about math aside, statistically just don't have a lot of great Terrans in Europe. It's been so Zerg dominant. And the few Terrans we have, God bless their souls, we're not seeing Soul, we're not seeing Clem, we're not seeing, well, actually sometimes see Thermal, but we're not seeing a lot of these guys make it through the deep runs of the tournaments. I'm excited to see Kelzer bring some power and possibly be one of the guys now that can represent Europe. Oh, I've had you muted by mistake. I'm sorry, that's fixed. Although I guess that's not such a problem, just more of an accident. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, my points still stand here. Oh, I guess we have to redo Kelzer's intro.
Did I introduce Kelzer? Kelzer!
Well, you did. It's just it was muted by mistake. But following it up, the point is, yeah, Kelzer is living in Europe, so that's why he's playing the European groups.
Man, I said all these clever things and no one was able to hear them? That's insane.
Name one clever thing you said.
I mean, you can't repeat clever things. They're not clever anymore.
One's pretty low bar to meet, Wardy.
They were really in the moment.
If you were able to say that many clever things, then I strongly believe you'd be able to say another clever thing right now.
I mean, that's not how this works.
Example. Your butt muscles make the same motion your lips do when you say the word poop. Poop. Fun fact, the same can be said about explosive diarrhea.
I just never know where these conversations are going in the first place, and then I don't know where I've ended up ever.
Well, clearly on BaseTradeTV for one. The Cyclone opening's going to grab that Reaper really nice. Kelzer will probably lose the second one too, but he does go up for the Scout with it. I guess hoping to distract and maybe run with a Hellion, but even then it's one Hellion. Not going to get a lot done. Grabs an SCV though. Not bad. Almost gets 2.
Yeah. Cyclone locks onto that Reaper, which does get chased away to the bottom side. And Kelzer will try to get another SCV with this Hellion, and he should be able to. A second Hellion showing up. So that's nice. Again, a bit of multi-prong, especially as Kelzer is later on his expansion. And, well, it's going to be Magfield versus no Magfield.
Well, it's not just Magfield versus no Magfield. It's specifically Magfield versus Banshees. And I will just highlight, Banshees don't have a large health pool, so even though they don't take the bonus damage from the Magfield Accelerator upgrade, they still die to Cyclones fairly quick. So Kelzer, his best bet is like having Lock-On get wasted on like a Hellion and then using the Banshee for the kills. Because, highlighting once more, Cyclones only have 120 health. But no, this Banshee's gonna get caught! Double Lock-On too. Or just the one is enough, I guess? That's confident.
Oh!
What?
No.
Okay, a small mistake out of Soul. Really, that could become a much bigger mistake later on. This Banshee should not have survived.
Yeah, no, that Banshee should be D-E-A-D. It's,
Daddy?
not meant to be. D-E-A-D. Can you not spell?
75% of the time I can.
25% of the time I actually have no hope in you. 75% of the time I have very little hope in you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay? I didn't mean to thank you. For a moment I thought I hurt your feelings.
No, that was a compliment, wasn't it?
No.
All I heard out of that was that you have hope in me, which is great, and I'm glad I can instill that. The same way I hope this Banshee can get some damage done over here, but there's the turret up, so it's very limited on where it can go. And the worst part is, with so many Cyclones to lock on, if it's in detection for too long, it's just going to die to the Cyclones.
Holds out of position quite nicely though and gets an SCV and a mule time to get out of there. Boom. That wasn't bad. He's also got a Banshee in the main base, which is finding some damage. The Cyclones can't be everywhere, Rifkin. Nicely done.
Yeah, there's two types of people in the world, Wardy. There's those who demand closure.
Uh-huh.
Oh, their CC starts up out of Soul.
And
that's actually really quick.
The joke, Rifkin. I want to hear it. I don't. I hate you.
That was the joke, Wardy.
I know it's the joke. I was trying to play along.
Oh, that's a new feature on Twitch I've never seen before. So Marcos just timed out 2 messages, but it specifically gave me a prompt that says Marcos deleted so-and-so's message, click here to show, instead of like on the deleted message where it says click here to show. When did they put that in?
Well, they also, you can also now delete single messages rather than timing someone out and purging all their messages.
Oh, that's cool.
But it doesn't work on the dashboard. It only works if you're on the normal stream. So, screw the actual owners of the stream, right?
Interesting. That Banshee was dealt with very quickly. That's the highlight of what I'm talking about. I really want to drive this home, guys. Banshees are light units. no bonus damage. That's just the Cyclone being a good anti-air defense unit here.
Yeah. Honestly, these Banshees have done a good enough job, though. 46 workers to 39. Kelazur has a lead. And both of them going into 3rd CC at the same time. But the big difference is Soul throwing down that factory to play mech. Obviously, Kelazur, by the tell of his production tab, is playing some good old bio.
I think what's kind of neat, too, by the way, forget the difference in playstyle for a moment. It's the fact that this is turning into a game that's not been dealt with by cheese. No proxy, end of the game in 5 minutes. The Cyclones didn't cheese their way to a 6-minute win. Like, we're actually going to get to see this play out. And God damn it. Forgot about Zombie Grub. The Cyclones are really great in these early game harass/scrapping situations. They're not very good in head-on engagements. Like, the tanks will literally blow them away. So a lot of Soul's power is being lost the longer the game goes on, despite the fact that he's playing mech. Why did we just gift the sub to the hydration bot? Thank you, Dinway, and thank you, Hurt1, for the 300 bits. There are two types of people. Those who can extrapolate.
And others who are just sick of your fucking joke.
Yo, Wardy, there's one thing I really hate about Halloween, which is...
I wasn't good. If only it was still October. Only a month and a half late.
All right, as we continue this theme of terrible jokes, we have a large army from Kelazur marching across the map. And
it's a theme. I thought it was just a natural coincidence.
It's an ongoing theme. The Banshee sits up here. She's picked up quite a few kills, up to about 10 now in total. Not too bad. However, the distraction would have been a lot more valuable than the actual kills. As Soul's not really in position yet, if he sees this coming, obviously he can siege up ahead of time and maybe get some favorable positioning on the high ground. But Blue Flame will roast those Marines alive, so it's a really interesting spot for Kelazur. He's going to snipe this command center, though, if Soul's not careful. He's really slow to respond.
I mean, what's he even going to do? Lift it? There's so many Marines.
Yeah, it's a dead CC. Scan lets him fire back against the tanks, but I mean, just grabbing the 3rd base, this was already great damage for Kelazur. He could just totally withdraw from this and be fine.
I think
the worst thing... Yeah, the worst thing would be overcommitting to this.
Yeah, at the same time, he does have siege tanks, which means that I think the majority of fights, especially because it's mech from Soul, if Soul has to attack into Kelazur, not only is he fighting into siege tanks, he also then has to siege up his tanks, which are the main damage dealers, right? So I don't think Kelazur... If Kelazur had pushed further in, I would have been against it, but I feel like just sitting there wasn't terrible.
I love these scans. He keeps seeing exactly what's going on. Oh, he's going to catch the tanks, possibly actually out of position. Realizing this too. Sieging up. Bit of a panic moment there for Soul. It's tough that, you know, Soul's got a couple of Vikings. Those are actually really valuable in this situation. It's keeping the medevacs back. You can't just drag and drop on top of the tanks. And of course, it's going to be difficult for him to get vision without scans. But oh, he goes for the stim. Catches a lot of the tanks on siege. Grabs 2 of them. Nice hit for Kelazur.
And I mean, now this army of Soul does not look scary at all. 3 tanks. I mean, it just feels like it doesn't do anything. Kelazur actually loads up into the medevacs, and that's kind of seen by Soul because he assumes, I mean, where did the bio units go, right? As well, now actually, Soul pushes forwards, the bio units just stim, unload a little bit to the left, and now stim forwards. It's, I mean, Soul's trying to make something happen because he knows he kind of has to, but it's very hard because if he pushes too far too fast, Kelazur just collapses on them, and then he loses his army. But then, if he doesn't do something, he's been down at 3rd base for so long.
2 fish are in a tank. One says to the other, how do you drive this thing?
Like, this is the thing with your jokes, right? I don't think they're terrible. I just don't know what I meant to say after them, apart from, like, kind of...
Dead silence works for me, to be honest.
I mean, I just have nothing to really bring to the table after, like, the majority of them, so...
Are you talking about after your jokes, or after my jokes, or while you're casting? Because, I mean, same could be said for both. Fucking got him!
I made the same joke I've made 5 times today already.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, someone insisted we were misbehaving in chat, so I'll follow up with it. This attack, though, driving off the 3rd CC, this is tough. Because Soul looks like he's getting some counterattack in. The heli run-by is going to be really nice, but I don't know if that's going to make up for losing, well, 1 CC, but the 19 SCVs to go with the second one.
Oh, those Hellions only get 8 workers as well. Kelazur has units pretty nearby to be able to respond to that. Anyway, this is interesting. Kelazur went +2 attack before the +1 armor. You don't see that every day. Interesting. I mean, I guess obviously armor against mech is not as important because your units just get destroyed anyways.
I think that's the logic behind it for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Blue
definitely.
Flame's going to still three-shot your Marines no matter how much armor you have.
Yeah, tanks are gonna kill everything. Mech's so broken.
Mech, the thing is, right, I don't think Soul is wrong to go mech. Mech is actually so great if you can get maxed out with it. But Kelazur did what he needed to do, and he's kept the pressure on strong. So Soul's only at like 100 supply. 67 of that is army, because he just can't get his numbers up. He keeps taking these trades, which on paper doesn't look that bad. Look at the resources lost. But realistically, because of the type of army he has, it's devastating. These armory should get sniped before 1-1's finished, I think. He's focusing on the depots instead.
He's gonna get the armor upgrade. The
That's
attack
actually really
upgrade
nice.
will finish, but it's ship weapons. Like, I mean, what do the Vikings matter here? He needs to clean up on the ground. Yeah, the Vikings are nice and all, but
Dude, the armor deny actually complements Kelazur's weapon upgrade priority even better too.
yeah, it's really nice actually. Man, these tanks are just gonna melt. I feel. And he tries to come in towards the main base. Kelazur's just gonna fight while some of them are on siege. Oh my god, look how fast everything dies! Oh my god.
GG.
GG's. Kelazur was very ahead until in the third base, so expected, but fun. I mean, it's still a fun game despite Kelazur getting very far ahead.
That was good. No, I mean, that was good TVT because I think the element of mech is not something we see very often. But cool to see it in that game. We'll get map number 2 up in a moment. It's Blue Shift. Good guy Wardy's been doing the hosting today, so this gives me time to thank Hera Killer for the 500 bits. He says, one day, a little boy wrote to Santa Claus, please send me a sister. Santa Claus wrote him back, okay, send me your mother. That's so bad. That's like all the songs that are getting banned. Is that happening in the UK right now, by the way?
What?
A lot of Christmas carols are getting banned in Canada because, like, in 2018,
Really?
the context is a little bit more rapey. Like, what was it? Baby, It's Cold Outside has been banned off the radio in all of Canada. I'm not even kidding.
Nah, man, 2018 just bonkers.
Christmas got woke, says Jim Sock. Yeah, that's more or less what ended up happening. All right, well, we get into game number 2. About halfway through the group now at this point, folks. Soul and Kelazur go down on Blue Shift. Whenever they're ready, I'm good to go.
Oh, I usually made you the host, but
all right.
I kept the host this time. I like positions of power. I'm gonna talk so you can't even start the intro.
All right, guys, we're getting into game number 2. You're watching the Ting Open, but we got to go back to the caster cams for a moment because there's a much more pressing question at hand here. Keep in mind, Kelazur looks like he's going to proxy, so we'll do this quick. Does Wardy's tree look like it's going to catch fire? Type 1 or Ace425 in the chat for yes, or 2 for no, it looks fine. I'm curious on what your guys' general opinion is, but kicking things off here in the top right. Oh, I thought a proxy, but I guess not. It's going to be the Blue Terran player, Kelazur.
Why did you think it was a proxy?
Because of the depot placement.
People are doing this a lot anyways. Beyond does this a lot. At the moment, bottom left-hand side is Soul, the red Terran player.
I'm actually so jealous you got Beyond playing in your tournament, dude, because I haven't seen Beyond in, like, I feel half a year. I don't know what's happened, where he's been, but...
You know when you just, like... I just kind of asked him out of, like, not really expecting a response.
But he said,
you know, because it was just... But he was just like, yeah, I want to play. Like, yeah. I don't know, like... I was just, like, a little bit stuck for players because a couple people hadn't replied. I was like, you know what? No harm in asking Beyond while we wait. And he just replied, like, an hour later. He's like, yeah, sure. It's like, oh, cool.
I really miss Beyond.
Yeah.
He's still probably one of my favorite players of all time. I know,
dude, he went
ladder controversy at the way he streams, but like he's so fun to watch on a pro level.
Dude, he is so good right now as well. He went 4-0 in the group today, and he looked absolutely incredible by doing it. Like,
That's
he just
sick.
outplayed people. He played, like, it's just like good old Beyond. Like, the micro is insane. It's insanely fun to watch. I think one of the reasons, by the way, to not build the depots at the front is because Cyclones as well.
That's actually a really good point. I was going to follow up, though, with the Beyond topic. Just segue it back to this one. Oh, thank you guys. I forgot to update the score. Beyond has really good TVT. Him and Cure for a time were like, I felt unstoppable when it came to this matchup. And a lot of what you'd see from players like Kelazur and like Soul and many others would start mimicking those players specifically. And you had these big badasses like Innovation who were no longer like setting and paving the way, right? Because if you guys remember, it was Innovation who really popularized the Double Raven opening in TVT, and that got picked up by everybody for the next year. And then people stopped doing what Innovation was doing. They started following like Beyond and Cure, and then of course poor Beyond's just been gone for a while, so it's a little sad. But now it's cool that he's back, I guess. Super excited for it, and I guess these guys may have someone to look up to when it comes to builds and tactics.
Yeah.
Although,
No,
don't get me
cool.
wrong, these aren't bad players who need Koreans to teach them how to play. Like they very well could also be setting the trend in the meta. Not move commands like that though. A little awkward for Soul as he takes a lot of extra damage, loses his Hellion for this. Oh, and Kelazur actually micros the Reaper away. 1 health. Soul can't turn around and kill it either. Regen's gonna kick in.
Oh my god, I really thought that Hellion was going to get the Reaper as it jumped up, you know, when it slows down a little bit.
Right, that extra shot, yeah.
Yeah, this is so frustrating because Soul actually didn't continue to build units. So he actually has no way to continue building his natural CC. And another Hellion from Kelazur. He goes up the ramp. He's in the main. There's nothing built.
I think this is game.
Yeah, I think it might be. It's going to be a hell of a lot of damage anyways.
Well, even regarding the SCV kills, or disregarding the SCV kills for a moment, this command center is so late. Like, he hasn't even set something down to finish it while he's trying to deal with what's in the main base. Reaper's throwing grenades. He's losing mining. That Hellion, oh, come on. Oh, come on.
No way.
This is like every Hellion's dream, and he just can't get that last shot off.
Oh, my God. Another Hellion runs in, but the Cyclone locked onto it, but the Cyclone's not moving forward, so the Hellion's going to get more kills.
7 kills on death.
Kills. Wow.
And CC was canceled, by the way. Canceled.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this was not the most exciting of TBTs in game number 2.
I think it was, though. Like, the fact that that got in and it got so crazy, that should never have happened. That was exciting if you're a Kelazur fan. Less exciting if you're not, I suppose. But Soul now is left with the only option on his table, and that's all in. And I don't know that there's any all in you pull in from this position. Like, he just doesn't have enough production.
Yeah. No, it's, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you're down a CC. You have the same production.
I just realized Kelazur's logo is like this super little anime girl. I love it. Because is it Panda Gaming, I think? That's his team?
Yeah. Panda Global or something?
Panda Global, I guess? Yeah. Googling it really quick. Yeah, Panda is Panda Global. Banshee wraps in. She's going to probably clean up this game.
I mean, that still didn't look like a panda, though.
Well, she did, though.
But, I mean, yeah, but she's not actually a panda, right?
Right, but
Is
it's
that
like
meant to
the
be like...
black and... It's just like a mascot, probably, I would guess. Pan-chan, according to Dares. Panda Global's mascot. See? Nailed it. Kelazur will take the 2-0 and send Soul down to the losers match. But, again, highlighting, Soul is not out of the tournament. You will see him come back tomorrow to play a little bit. However, he's done for the day. Gonna update everybody's score here a little bit.
Oh, I found an image of Panchan. That's actually kind of good marketing, right? You just make your esports mascot some anime waifu.
Hey, dude, you got our attention.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It works.
I need 5. Okay. Bracket getting updated here. Oh, wait, I put it in the wrong slot. Give me a sec, guys. I'm really good at this.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm answering questions to the players at the same time.
No, it's fine. Perfect. While you do that, we can get things sorted. Because, again, we are... I hate this. The graphic isn't...
Well.
Shut up, Wardy! Let me talk for a second. The graphic is still broken, and I just want to really let you guys know I've let the people at Ting know. I know that this isn't how the bracket is supposed to look. Whoops. There we go. That's the correct one. But this should be adjusted by the time we get to the round of 16. So there's the update of where we're at. But we're leaving this group. Wardy's doing a great job. He's kind of intervening here as he helps manage the players and what's going on. But we're not actually going into Goblin versus Gung Fu Banda, I believe, right? It's supposed to be Mono versus Bly, and that's in Group 2 over here.
Yeah, because these groups change. Because you swap them around.
Yep.
To make it more difficult for yourself. Apparently.
We're going to go try and find out what's going on with Mono, though, because he is in-game. But we don't know if he's able to play today or not. And of course, that affects Bly as well. So don't you tell Wardy to shut the fuck up. I'll tell Wardy to shut the fuck up all I want. But I won't, because I love Wardy. Thank you for joining me today, dude. TNT, thank you for the 14 viewer host. Guys, we're going to go to commercials and try and figure out what's going on. Mana says he's not in-game. I literally see you in-game, Mana. Hang on, look at this.
I see Mana in-game as well. He's in the chat channel.
Or maybe Bly's not in the chat channel, I guess? Okay, well, guys, we're going to commercials. We'll get things sorted. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lights that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask, the sun won't.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1! That's what I really love about the way he bopped and weaved the medevac. He knew that would be the main attraction. He knew that would be the big target. So it kind of like forced the stalkers to stay in range of the cyclones.
Oh my god.
Cyclone!
Okay, he's gonna lose maybe one more Marine there. The Cyclone is finally here to save the day.
Nice micro. Keeps us stalkers alive.
Oh,
so sick! Oh, that was so sick!
It's literally energy, though. Energy on the Oracle's energy on the shield battery.
Where's stats is 1 probe? That's what I mean.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Are you real? Oracles are so good. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me?
Why did David freaking kill? Right, well, hold up. No, just think you did. Well, the Oracle's out of juice? GG. Oh my god, what? Patience was supposed to win! What? Also, look at this. It's the only time we're gonna see a Terran symbol.
You get a good point.
Oh! Brilliant, actually. it's pretty much, yeah, I think this should have been obvious, I think.
Once 3-3 kicks in, he might have an easy time, but the fact that there's constant backstab here is just going to be so difficult.
Oh, man!
Like, actually taking these engagements, keeping his cool for the most part while everything was going sideways. Like getting his up.
Oh, he tried to trap the ultras with the tools so they could get him in the eliminator. That was so cool! GG! Alright guys, I hope you liked the meme. That actually was supposed to be a Ting video. I didn't realize I was playing the wrong video the whole time. Fuck. Ting, I love you. I'm sorry. We'll get that fixed later. We are getting into the next series, however. It's a best of 3 with Mana versus... Oh, I'm stuck at the lobby thing. I'm going to have to relog. Give me 1 sec here.
God, you know, well, sometimes you just don't make anything easy for us when casting.
Yeah, well... All right, so to recap where we are at, if you're just joining us, guys, we'll go to the brackets while I relaunch the game now, since apparently I got to do that. We are getting into Mana versus Bly. So there was some question as to whether Mana's internet would have been good enough for him to play today. He's saying it is, so we'll give it a shot. However, this is just one of many groups. Here was what Group 1 looked like. We had some really great games. Pig in the chat specifically asking, first off, hey, Pig, how you doing? Good eye, mate. Says, how have the games been? And honestly, if you guys missed Raynor versus DNS, you got to go back in the VODs and watch it, whether it's on YouTube later or whether it's watching it. You can watch it on Twitch at any time. We don't subscriber gate our VODs. They are totally free. But you got to go back and watch Raynor versus DNS. It was a fantastic series. Beyond that, too, where was the other one? We did Soul versus Kelazur just now. It's a little bit quicker, a little bit more one-sided. But as I said, we are now in Group 2 with Mana versus Bly. Now, we have 2 more best of 3s still coming up after this. A lot of games. But I'm finally in the lobby. So,
good job, Riff.
I'm good at filling times. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm good at. Bly says he's ready too. Let's hop into Cerulean Fall. See you guys on the map. Fuck, I was muted the entire time. Okay, hey guys, welcome back. We're getting into game number 1 of a best of 3 as I quickly repeat myself here. 2 of my favorite European players spoiled sick by what is going to be some awesome play, I'm sure. This guy's really fun to play. He's got unorthodox play styles. To the top right, we have the Blue Zerg player, Bly.
I thought we were just playing a game of Casted Chicken. Bottom left, our Red Protoss, Liquid Mana.
Now, of course, Bly has been known to do a lot of proxy hatcheries over the last few weeks. If you guys watched Home Story Cup, you saw a lot of these. If you watched any of his tournaments with us, you've seen a lot of these. And I don't know that that's what this drone is doing, but he did hide it against potential scouting. I think he just wants to walk up here and plop a hatchery down at the natural and block Mana out. Mana, of course, gonna be very annoyed by this. He knows this is coming. It's such a Bly thing to do.
Oh,
I think it's why the probe was chilling there the way it was.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bly likes to see this all the time. Mana will still be forced to throw the cyber core down first, but at least he doesn't have to pull extra probes to stop the hatchery from building, right? That's the big thing about stopping this from going down in the first place. Now he can just kind of keep mining, and eventually he'll get the Nexus a lot faster still.
Well, see, the other thing Bly could have done that he's also known well for doing is just this. Exactly this. Say, screw it, you're not about blocking, you're about proxying for the sake of proxying. And this, for those who don't know what Wardy was talking about a moment ago, if you don't have actual units out to fight, you have to pull 7 probes to out-damage the healing of the building hatchery. So it's one of those things where the Zealot helps deal with this. I think you still need to pull like 2 or 3 probes. Either way, he will be able to stop this from getting too far and being like a game-ending move. Real quick shout-outs, by the way, to Neox SC2. Thank you for the 7 months.
Woohoo!
Yeah, this is going to sting.
Oh, just the one shout-out?
Oh, did I miss
I was waiting for more. No, you just said shout out, so I was like, woohoo! And then I thought there was more coming and then just stopped, so I was like, oh.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
The way you say woohoo, it kind of makes me think of that Futurama episode where Bender becomes a human and he gets really fat. And he's like, woo! And they're like, he wasn't saying woo, that was just the air escaping his fat folds. He's dead. Woo! Woohoo! Sorry.
I mean, that's...
This is what I thought of immediately when I heard you go, woo.
Woo!
All right, some nice little kind of counter block play, being annoying to this poor drone, who is going to try and build an extractor to stay alive. While this goes on, the drone did cancel the hatchery in the main base, so Bly doesn't lose the hatchery or the drone, but this gets another great scout. This is kind of beautiful, actually. Sees the Stargate in full and now knows what's going on, and heck, he might even get out of the base if it weren't for that adept that was coming out.
Yeah, extractor comes down and the low ground Zealot's going to wander over and start to fight that. Man, it's such an annoying drone. The fact that it's still around, he kind of knows it's not getting out right, but still blocking the extractor can be annoying, and that's nice.
It's such a signature Bly move, too. No other Zerg players are really emulating it. And Bly, like, I'm not sure if this is objectively good. I'd love, you know what? There's Cats, he does that breakdown show. I'd love for, like, some European Zergs to get together and do, like, their own version of it and just analyze Bly. Not Zerg. Not Zerg versus Protoss. Just analyze Bly. Because he's probably one of the more unique players in Europe.
Yeah,
Actually,
Bly is crazy. I love watching Bly all the time.
On the Automaton intro, we have a really sick scene. It's seen for about 2 seconds. That was live from Bly versus Nurchio, where it was like Ultras versus Lurkers and stuff. You get some fun games with Bly. Nice pickoff on the Oracle too, by the way. Big shutdown. That's not just like, okay, it stops workers from dying. That stops Revelation. That stops scouting. And for Mana, who has played Bly in countless tournaments I've been hosting, and I'm sure you've hosted too, like, you know you need to scout Bly. He's very likely to hit you with a Nidus Worm just as much as he is to macro out to Hive Tech.
And the thing is, as well, it also makes it... Bly is also not afraid of, like, spamming Lings, right? And killing the Oracle makes it so much more difficult to take a third base if Lings get spammed. So...
Right.
I kind of like that too. It's always, I mean, there's always killing a unit's always great. I think for Bly especially, it's really great, because he is so likely to do so many different things compared to other Zergs where you just wouldn't really worry about it a lot of the time.
Overlord's gonna scout back to the main. Seeing this robo production is actually pretty key, and of course that it doesn't quite see the Warp Prism come out, but it's a pretty good guess. It's an educated guess that Protoss would put a Warp Prism out over the Immortal, because Mana hasn't seen anything that would force out Immortals, right? There's no Roach War, and Bly hasn't shown his hand for anything. So he's going to know there'll be a nasty Warp Prism he's going to have to chase around and be dealing with. Also, apparently the BTSL Amateur Tournament is in its finals, so just a best of luck to all the players who competed or made all their way to the finals, I guess. Both of them. I said Aldi, but both of them.
Go you guys. Who's in the finals? You know, Darius comes in with half the information, doesn't he?
I know. When he's not shutting you down from entering tournaments, he's busy not providing half of what we need. No, I'm just kidding. I love Darius. Nasnab782, thank you for the 44 months. More StarCraft 2 and BaseTradeTV in 2019, and more Rifkin and Wardy. Well, I can make one of those two things happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can convince me to come on.
I'm here to announce that Wardy and I are moving on to League of Legends together, guys.
Yeah, Rifkin and Wardy, but in StarCraft 2? You know.
More like StarCraft poo.
Okay. I stopped playing Fortnite again, so, you know.
Dude, Season 7 is sick.
Yeah, dude, I was playing the game, I look in the sky, and a plane started shooting me. Like, wow. Crazy.
Okay, people who don't play Fortnite won't know what we're talking about. We'll explain this later, guys. We got a big attack coming in, though. The War Prism was not killed, just simply pushed back a little bit. So Zealots warp in to aid this. Archon's struggling a little bit. He can't bring the War Prism in to save this, because if he does, it's going to get targeted down by the Queens. The Queens, however, are dying.
Yeah, those Zealots with the Archons.
Wait, did any Zealots die? Okay,
he lost one.
Yes. Yeah. I thought for a moment none of them died. Just seen that one at like 1 health or whatever, but completely controls the main base with this attack. He warps in another round of Zealots. And I mean, these don't even have charge. There's no +1 done yet. This is just like a really basic attack out of Mana, and Bly is struggling to deal with this.
This is not meant to do this much damage. Bly was not expecting this at all, and now he's having some real trouble. The War Prism has to be careful. It is low on HP. The Queens are wanting to get it, but now the Queens go down. This Archon gets saved when it has 0 shields left. Health damage being done. Oh, and the drones are stacked up as it runs for an Archon.
No.
Oh,
not like this.
No.
Every drone gets killed. 32 kills on that Archon, by the way. I'm trying to see how many kills is on the other one, but 10. Not much. Who cares about that other arc on this?
It's not
You're
quite
garbage.
the same, is it? 11
warp,
now.
That Warp
When
Prism, by
does
the
he
way, is taking
count
so
up?
much damage. It's still alive. This is insane. Mana is so far ahead in this game. If he doesn't win here, he's basically won here. But Bly is not somebody to leave a game early. Bly is the type of guy who will stay in this until every building's been killed. So we'll see what his plans are. I just don't think anything looks hopeful. I mean, the drones of the natural got massacred too. Charge is now done after all the zealots are dead.
This is like the I'm waiting for charge to finish timing. He has us all the way until charge is done, and then just like, actually, joke's on you. Didn't even need it.
Yeah, wait on charge to finish because like you've already won the game. So what else are you gonna wait on at that point?
Yeah. Well, at this point, man just needs to build up an army back at home and just go for a larger attack.
He already has. He's got 4 immortals. Roaches
yeah,
can't counter. This is over. I hate to be that guy, but this is so over.
I hate it when you're that guy.
I hate being that guy too, but man, it's one of those things where I say this every time we cast Bly. A lot of the times Bly sticks in it. He's stubborn and he can sometimes make a victory out of a loss. I just don't see that happening in this particular game. There's just too much going on for Mana right now. Income through the roof. Army supply, way better. Army type, better. Like, Bly is just totally dead unless Mana move commands or messes up or lags out. I guess all of those are technically possible.
Are you going to say if he lags out, we're not going to regame or something? Like...
Well, I'm not saying we count the win, but I'm just saying, you know, if it lagged out, Mana would technically have lost the game until we regame it. The Immortals push up the ramp. Even the Queens can't transfuse through this.
Why is
Warp
Bly
Prism
up
still going, by the way? Yes, it is.
Why is Bly up 9-0 on the score?
Why does Bly have what?
9-0 on the score.
Oh. I don't know when that happened. I must have mispressed something, obviously. Well, Bly's up 9-1 now. So the 9-0 spot, it takes the game. I honestly don't know what happened there with that. I'm sorry about that, guys. Make sure to pay more attention to the scoreboard, of course. But it is a best of 3, so Bly's still got a chance to come back into it. I would love, though, I kind of mentioned jokingly about like having some people analyze Bly. I would love if, like, at the end of the day, the concrete evidence came down to say, like, it's the hatchery. He's losing these games because of the hatchery.
I mean, he just lost the game because he didn't have roaches when Slow Zealot showed up.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
No, he didn't have roaches. He didn't have anything when the Slow Zealot showed up.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Well, we're hopping into game 2 on Kairos Junction. There's no intro for this one, so we can just dive in as soon as the players are ready.
Why don't you have an intro for this one?
I'm
it's
actually
one of the maps
having a lot of...
It's one of the maps people actually play on.
Yeah, actually, so it's not. I don't make my map intros prioritize on like who plays them the most. It's just like if I find like a good jam, a good beat, if I can buy a song, like I'm trying to find good music. I mean, the other intros are pretty rocking. I just can't find one I really like for Kairos Junction.
You know what you should do? You should just take us talking over the loading screen of this map and make that the map intro.
This will be the music overlaid in the background.
Yeah, this is the music overlaid in the background. It has these epic shots of stuff happening on Kairos Junction, and then the map overlay shows up. Boom, beautiful. There you go. This is the map, Kairos Junction.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into game number 2 now. The score is not 9-1. It is 1-0 for this guy here. In the bottom right, it's going to, of course, be the blue Protoss player, Mana.
Top left, our red Zerg, hoping for a bit more of a fight out of him this time. Is Bly.
You know what I read, Wardy? I read that a bunch of people blew a bunch of cash on phone bills that they didn't need to waste money on every month because they're not currently using Ting. Ting is a U.S. mobile phone service. They're the main sponsor of the tournament, and their average phone bills are $25 or less. So if you guys are paying more than $25 a month in your phone bill, you should definitely look into Ting. But we got some big dance music coming in. Heavy Armor 33, thank you for the tier 3. Continuing to waste money on the channel for 15 months. Here's your Christmas tree, and then Wardy's. And then thank you, Mary Hewitt. Yo, I love that show. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub.
You know how Ting's a phone company?
Okay.
Obviously you do. And you know how phones go bring bring? Why isn't Ting's slogan like bring bring? It's Ting.
I'm sorry, can we back that up? What sound do you think a phone makes?
It goes like bring bring, it's bringing. No?
You mean ring ring?
Yeah, I say bring. That's a thing.
This is like, I learned that Chinese cats meow differently. I'm having one of these moments now. Where like, British people have different phones.
Yeah, because that's the sound they make. No?
I'm not sure if this is supposed to be funny or not. Rod of Nod, but that might just be like the dumbest thing I've ever read in Twitch chat. So I'm not gonna time you out because I want everyone else to read just what a dumb thing you put in the chat today. And say thank you for reminding me that there are people worse than Wardy on the planet. That's two birds with one scone. Or what's that stupid? You see that chart, that dumb thing PETA put out? It's like, instead of using this harmful animal language, it's like, use these better phrases.
Oh my, we need a BaseTradeTV version! I'm making it right now.
Go for it. They've been making versions of this they've been putting on Reddit. Like, instead of using anti-Zerg language, say this instead.
I actually have something to say about this. The first one was actually funny.
And the other ones,
yeah, and the other ones are actually just shit.
No, you know what it is? It's that stupid proxy 2-gate shit again. We're like, the first time it was funny, and then the next 700 times, because the people here are like not creative enough to come up with a new meme, just like unfunnier every time.
I don't know why there's like one has so many upvotes. It's actually terrible. I'm calling out whoever made it.
You know what it is? Because there's so many Zerg out there. There's just so many Zerg out there who identify, and they're like, yeah, Zerg lives matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you make Zerglings 2 for the cost of 1. I don't know how much they really matter.
Okay, stop using anti-BaseTradeTV language.
Oh, dude, I can already think of things like this where it's like, the phrase is, Rifkin's a fucking cuck. Instead say, I really respect how much he does for the scene, but ...
This is gonna be good.
Okay, well, Wardy memes up. We'll gauge and judge heavily how good the memes end up being. Mana, on the other hand, guys, he's open with a Stargate this game, so an Oracle is already on the way. The Adepts lived, which was kind of nice too. Not super incredibly important, but good micro to show off for Mana, to be certain.
Great job, Mana.
Hmm?
I'm just saying great job.
Oh, I can just like legit. You meme? I've done this before. I've had to take breaks
yeah,
to meme. You meme, dude. I got this. Don't even worry about it. But
I'm gonna need help from Twitch chat. I need initial phrases for like instead of. Okay, that's that job.
So wait, what are we asking Twitch chat to get for you?
You know how it says instead of whatever, say whatever. I want to know what instead of it should be. That's what we need from Twitch chat. Okay.
Okay. I bet you will get minimal responses unless Bacon Hero's here. Otherwise, good luck. Instead of saying when's fucking marbles. See, I would actually work it the other way around. I would actually find the phrase and then work backwards from it instead of the instead of phrase first.
No, that's a perfect one to start off with.
All right, well, you do you. Meanwhile, the Oracle is going to do some nice policing around the map. Bly, unfortunately, his third base, natural base, whatever you want to refer to this as, was pretty delayed due to that block eating up a lot of his time. Mana's going to be using this time to expand to a third and not all in this game, which, by the way, is perfectly a fine way to play, but I've been a real big fan of watching these two-base Protoss plays versus Zerg. I think they're just really powerful right now, and it's not even anything new, whether it's like an Adept all-in, Charge Lots, or Archons, you name it. There's not a lot of, like, necessity for a third base the same way there has been. I think a lot of that is just like with the Transfuse being a lot weaker, it's easier to get in there and cause some more lasting damage early on. Kybrit says, instead of BaseTradeTV being called Short Bus StarCraft Casting, say, BaseTradeTV has a unique tendency to attract a niche following. I mean, on one hand, fuck you, but secondly, that's hilarious, so what can I say? Alright, double Archons come with the War Prism. So we're going to see a little bit more of what we had last game, but Wardy kind of highlighted this towards the end. And unfortunately for Mana, there are going to be roaches this time. There are going to be queens out. This won't be an easy kill of the mineral lines in a slaughterhouse that it was before. However, predicting that there are going to be roaches, we do have the Immortals already in production, and well, these Archons aren't going to get away with nearly as much. Whoa, they shouldn't, but oh my god, what are you doing, Bly? Ah! Okay, well, that's a lot of drones that just went down. Didn't feel necessary initially. Got pretty bad pretty quick. Runs them away now. But what I was going to say was this really shouldn't do much damage. It usually trades out with the roaches, but he just kills 3 queens, kills 5 drones, gets out of there sacrificing a couple zealots. On top of this, Oracle looks for the main base. Big stasis trap denies some mining, doesn't kill. But hey, that sucks for Bly, who's already down a few workers. Now he's picking up a couple of kills too. Spore Crawler was out of position. It was looking to hunt the Warp Prism, I guess. So now the Warp Prism goes back towards the 3rd. Mana, his control is good, but Bly at the same time, I gotta kind of like, there's a bit of a tisk here. I'm surprised he's floundering against this because this is such a just normal thing for Protoss to do. Mana's not being cheesy with this. This isn't coming with like a sentry that force fields the main base, which by the way, I totally think it should. This is just him playing Archons as you should and doing it well. And I think what I love about this too, Mana has classically in the past been a player who doesn't have great games until he's beaten in a corner. He's within an inch of his life, he becomes a berserker, he just plays better, plays harder. He's up 1 in the series and he's playing with this much control. This is some great confidence that I've just lacked seeing out of Mana most of the time we cast him. Also hyped that this 1 health Oracle gets out of there alive. Archon's cleaning up the creep too, which is so frustrating for Bly. He has no way to really stop this, just hopefully replaces those tumors. But having lost 3 queens, it's a little bit harder to lose creep tumors than normally, so this still continues to be a problem for Bly. Mana's 3rd base is fully saturated, and then some. He starts getting the gases now. Charge about halfway done, a little over halfway done. He's got Chrono on it though, so it's going quick. Plus 2 weapons as well. I really, really don't know what Bly's going to do to stop Mana's army when it goes for the full attack. He's got a lot of minerals right now, and I think Larva's part of the problem, but also just the indecisiveness of having no gas. Like, which way do you go with this? How do you spend 1,400 minerals when you don't really have a direction to go? So Infestation Pit comes up, and I'm kind of thinking Swarm Host more than Hive, but we'll see. Kills his own Cybercore, not a mistake. I guess units were trapped in the main base. That's a little awkward. Great force fields, though, catch a lot of the roaches. A couple roaches here on the right side behind the mineral lines. The Archon should deal with this. 7 probes die, however. That's a little bit more than expected. And they depths of their snowballs. I guess actually what I really want to go back to, though, is what Mana lost prior to this attack was essentially nothing, right? 4 zealots and like a sentry. 8 probes on top of that starts hurting a little bit, but there's no doubt Mana has had the better trades in these games and is up and just ahead for it. Someone in the chat wants to do shields regenerate inside of Warp Prism. Yes. After I think it's 10 seconds. Well, that was the old 10 seconds, so I don't know if it's 7 seconds now. But after a short period of time being out of combat, Protoss shields start to regenerate, whether they are in a Warp Prism or not. This is an amazing zombie rope command. Who made this? I didn't even know. I didn't know that existed. I thought for a moment I thought you just edited that in, then I saw that you're the one who triggered the command. So
no, I was just double checking it was still there.
All right, big attack on the left side, big attack on the right side. Bly's gonna get cleaned up, however, Mana will not. Swarm hosts are in play, but he already staggered out his Locust and only got to shoot a couple off. There's not that many here, and he needs the full might of his army. So while these Locusts are hiding in a cooldown, and the Swarm hosts are almost dead, like, this is just a tough spot to be in. The Immortals will wreck them. The War Prism's got the micro. The Force Fields keep some of the army back, but more importantly, soaks up possible corrosive biles. Zealots have charged, as we highlighted before, so they get on top of this army. They got that +2. I mean, they're keeping the roaches back. Will the Archons and the Immortals push into the natural? Although a little surrounded, Mana might need to start considering a recall out of the situation. Oh, wait. Hold that thought. 2 Oracles come in from that defensive line. Now in the front lines, they go kill some of the Ravagers. The Locusts are still coming in, but they're coming in like 2 at a time. They're dead on arrival. They can't actually fight. Bly's beaten into a corner, and I don't know that he can fight back. Looks like the Ravagers have been dealt with. Most of the roaches are dead. Bly's supply is just dwindling. He's making Lings kind of desperately. Mana picked off the Roach Warden after all, and Lings aren't going to cut it versus 4 Archons. Oh my god. GG. Mana, ladies and gentlemen, will take another 2-0, quickening the haste at which we go through these groups.
Okay, I actually think this is pretty good. Do you want me to send it to you, or...?
I think the best thing to do is tweet it, and then I can just look at it on stream with everybody else.
I'm gonna just upload it to Imager.
Okay, that works too.
I want to know if you think it's good before I go for Twitter. I want your opinion, you know?
Okay, sure. Well,
yeah, because maybe someone has a better idea for some of them than I do. You know, we got to make this a work of art. Here you go.
All right, give me a second. I'm just actually updating the scores really quick. Take a look at that. So next up, by the way, guys, is going to be Gung Fu Banda versus Goblin. That's going to be a PvP. Try and get the loser's bracket. There we go. Sadly, Bly falls, but we are not going to see the last of Bly. He will be back tomorrow. He'll play some games for the winners/losers games. And here's the bracket. Should be fully updated. There you guys go. Someone asked that I missed something with DNS and Rainer. It was the start of the day. Rainer and DNS was a 2-1. It was a great series. If you missed it, highly recommend going back to the VODs to check it out. But we got 2 best of 3s left at this point, guys. Like I said, we got Goblin versus Gung Fu Banda. The winner of that will play Kelazur tomorrow. The loser will play Seoul. After that, the last best of 3 of the day is going to be Hearthstone versus Namshar. The winner plays Mana. The loser plays Bly. But now, more importantly, we have a meme I need to look at that Wardy has made. Let's take a look at this really quick.
I think it's like a 6 out of 10.
Oh, you're being modest. Let's take a look. Let's take a peek. Except screen region's not working, so I'm just gonna have to save the image and put it on overlay. You ever get that problem with OBS where just like your screen capture just doesn't work for some reason?
No, because you don't use OBS.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, let's take a look at. Let's.
Honest.
Guys, here's that meme review. Right? Stop using anti-base trade TV language. Instead of when are we playing marbles, say when will the games. I can already tell you, the first one should just be like, are they ever gonna cast the game? But when will the games for the grown-ups begin? 2 says, talk about the game. Says, I have the ability to use my eyes. Where's Zombie Grub? Exclamation mark Zombie Grub. Generic negative riffing comment. Say, your final goodbyes because the mods are coming. I like that one. And then instead of, is this live or from replays, say, why is it chat a rebroadcast if the cast is replaying live VOD? Makes you think, dude. I like that you went kind of like meta sarcasm with the. I like it. I like it.
It was unique. It was definitely worth not casting anything from the game.
Yeah. Well, guys, speaking of that, we did miss out on playing that Ting video from earlier. So once again, here's another look at our experiences with Ting in TwitchCon. So after this ad break, guys, we'll be getting into Goblin versus Gung Fu Panda. Again, we have a PvP and then a ZVP with Hearthstone and Namshar to finish the day. 2 best of 3s remain. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.
TwitchCon is a 3-day event to celebrate everything Twitch TV, which is a website where you can watch pro gaming tournaments, entertaining streamers, real-life streams, artistic streams, pretty much everything to do with live streaming.
So esports is the competitive side of video games. It's where Twitch mostly got started through StarCraft esports. People compete from all over the world in tournaments. They're brought out to play on the big stages. It's a crazy industry.
I got into streaming when I got StarCraft 2. Shortly after, I had friends that would stream, so I figured that I'd give it a go. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of a miracle.
I would spend most of my shifts watching people play games on YouTube, and I thought, I could do that. So I did that.
It's completely changed the way that I live. I work full time. It's my 100% job. It's just a magical thing that we have now in the modern day.
I really like the fact that I get to have a fan base and interact with them on the regular. It's cool being able to share content to thousands of people.
So we brought BaseTradeTV here because they've been running Ting-sponsored StarCraft 2 tournaments alongside us for the past 2 years.
Well, like we've never really heard of Ting, but we wanted to hear them out. So we got taken to their offices and basically planned out a tournament. It went really well, so we had another one, and now currently at the time of this interview, we're in Ting Season 4.
Last season, Season 3, we actually had a live finals in California. It was at Corsair's headquarters. It was a blast.
Honestly, it's not too crazy. They don't have a lot of requirements. They just want us to hang out with the fans, tell them our genuine opinions about working with Ting. And it's easy to do because we really like working with Ting.
Ting's an awesome company. I'm really glad they're here working with Twitch and working with esports, and I hope they continue to do so.
They both use Ting. They both know a lot about Ting, and they've done a great job of representing Ting on Twitch TV, and they're one of our most valued partners, I would say.
right, guys, we're back. Thank you for watching that break. We're getting into this PvP now. Gung Fu Panda versus Goblin. It is one of 2 remaining best of 3s of the day. So I'm gonna make you guys a deal because I haven't done this today. I'm gonna start doing Christmas ornaments. Now, problem with this is I do split tips with Wardy, or the benefit is I do split tips with Wardy. So take that into consideration when donating. For $5 or 500 bits, I'll put an ornament on the tree. For $10 or 1,000 bits, I will actually hang an ornament on the tree with the name or message of your right selection. But we're getting into Port Alexander for game number 1 of this brand new best of 3. Remember, all the matches today are preliminary games. These just simply determine who goes to the elimination series and who goes through to the winner's match. All those will be played out tomorrow. Same time, by the way. If you enjoyed the show today, be back tomorrow at the exact same time because 6 more best of 3s. No. Yes, 6 more best of 3s tomorrow. The Goblin's anxious.
What were the ornament rules? Oh, you got to do the intro. Okay.
Yes, I do. We'll go over them in a moment. All right, we are getting into game number 1 of a brand new best of 3. Now, the rules for the ornaments were as follow, guys. For $5 or 500 bits, I will write your name on an ornament. I will chuck it on the tree. If you donate $10 or 1,000 bits, we will hang it gently on the tree.
Well, if they donate $15, because that's a throw and a...
Then they can pick, I guess. I could throw 3 or put 1 up, or regardless, we are getting into game 1 of a best of 3. Spawning here in the lower right side of the map, we have one of my favorite Protoss, actually. He's kind of cheeky. It's Infinity Gaming's Goblin.
Top left, red Protoss player. Currently on the clan I. Can't see that on your screen, right? Gung Fu Panda.
Now, Marcos comes in with a clever little quip here. Wardy says you guys are useless, to which Marcos says Wardy almost says you guys at casting games. But then I, of course, have to recall all the messages I've had to time out and stream today and think, where the fuck have my mods been? To make a comment like that is very interesting.
Where have the mods been?
No, they've been in the garbage can, apparently. That's where they live, because that's how they fucking mod sometimes.
What do you have on the top of your tree?
What, you mean the...
the tree topper.
A beautiful fucking star, baby.
See, you fucked up there, haven't you? You've already put the star on instead of selling the star.
No, dude, the star's the best part. I don't care about the rest of the tree.
Yeah, but you meant to sell out more. You're useless out there.
Well, you know what? I want to give you shots fired for this, but you do have, like, a bunch of nice, beautiful red bit donations at the top of your chat, and I'm looking at Dublin Wolf with 1,600 at the top of mine, so fuck me. I guess maybe I should have kept the star.
To be fair, this is the first time in a few months I've seen red bit donations on the top of my chat.
Okay, well, for Gung Fu Panda and Goblin, I know Goblin fairly well as I've got to cast him in a lot of things. He's this player, kind of like Bly, very anxious to play in a lot of events. He's very happy to always, be there when we need him. Big love for Goblin. Gung Fu Panda, though, he had a really strong run for a long time. Back that he's a Zotac Cup, he was just merely another all-in Protoss player. I couldn't give 2 shits about him. Cleaned up his act, learned to play macro, got in some trouble with WCS a little bit, but then started qualifying for things. And all in all, I actually liked where Gung Fu Panda was, player-wise, strength-wise, and kind of the rate at which he was improving last time I saw him. But then break. And then I haven't seen Gung Fu Panda probably more than like twice this year. So I have no clue where he's at right now in terms of his playstyle. I got no clue where he's at in terms of being comfortable with the matchup. And obviously I have no clue where he's at in terms of the patch. And on that note, too, because we've had a couple people ask us today in chat, like, do we think the game is balanced? And honestly, I don't have an answer for you. Like, we like to sarcastically joke about the Queens and the Tempests, and, like, that is just joking around. As far as actual balancing game design, I don't know. We're still so fresh into this patch. It hasn't even been a full month. I don't really have an answer for you. I think things don't look broken, and that's a good sign. But I don't think we're quite at Thanos levels yet.
Thank you. I love this patch.
Dude, you see the trailer for Endgame?
No. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really, like, I don't really watch the Marvel movies. Not out of, like, I don't think they're good or I don't like them, I just don't have the interest in watching them.
I wish you would just lie to me, dude.
They're kind of the movies that I'll watch when I get on a plane. I'm not on the plane, you know?
That's fair.
I'm not, like, a very movie guy, honestly, so I usually just watch movies when I'm on a plane.
That's the problem with you millennials. Your attention span is like this. Like, it's just nothing. Can't watch a movie's too long for you. Sit down for an hour and a half. Oh my god, it's torture. Where's my phone at? How do I tweet my friends? Where's Snapchat, guys? Fucking Morty.
I'm surprised you even know the name of 2 different social media apps.
Yeah, Snapface is my favorite, dude.
Yeah, I really like the FaceTime booth.
Bookface? That's the thing my mom calls me on all the time. Alright, this attack out of Goblin is actually pretty substantial. Not so much about the Stalkers, which are pretty noteworthy, but it's more about the Phoenix. Gung Fu Panda continued to produce Phoenix, so Goblin's going to come in with this fairly aggressive attack, and I think die. There's 3 shield batteries coming down. The Phoenixes for Gung Fu Panda will wipe out the Phoenixes of Goblin, then when it does that, he can just pick up the units that are left on the ground. So, well, he's rallying more Phoenix, I guess. Just a bit of delay, I guess, in the getting across the map part of it. Shield batteries, though, are definitely a huge edge in this fight. Love that he picks up the Zealot, too. The bonus damage for the Phoenix, excellent in this engagement.
What I find kind of funny is they both go Phoenix versus Phoenix, and yet they haven't gone second Stargate either. Like, that's so weird for Phoenix on Phoenix in PvP, so...
But it's weird, because it doesn't feel like Phoenix versus Phoenix in terms of the classical sense. Like, this was a Phoenix versus Phoenix where they're like the assist units to the Stalkers.
Yeah. Like, they both went for the more aggressive variant of it, which is like, usually one guy does this and it hits a timing as the other guy goes second Stargate, and just before he gets more Phoenix, that investment doesn't pay off, and then you can kind of maybe do something, but they've both kind of done it, and it's weird, it's weird. I love the Dark Shrine, though. That's obviously the idea from Gung Fu Panda, so see how it goes.
He has successfully drained most of the energy, and if Goblin wanted to keep poking, they are on somewhat even footing. I don't know, though. For Goblin, you know, he did expand. He doesn't have to commit to this. He knows he forced his opponent to build like 4 shield batteries, pylons, whatever. Like, there's a lot of money that was spent for Gung Fu Panda that Goblin could walk away from this from and not be so far, or not, he's not behind by walking away, is what I'm trying to say.
Phoenix is trying to camp the Stargate there for a moment. Gung Fu Panda does not have the Phoenix advantage, so it's tough for him. He loses a Phoenix in this fight.
Yeah, I don't know how Goblin got the Phoenix advantage, too, with the way that fight went.
Because Gung Fu Panda kept lifting lifting units, and every time he lifted a unit, Goblin
That's true. He's
had
not
a
fighting.
advantage, so he killed a Phoenix, right? And he killed 3 in total, so
I assumed shield battery would negate most of that, but you're right. That's actually a good point.
I think it's because the shield battery was healing the units on the ground initially as well, because the Phoenix actually died kind of fast. If it wasn't for this Dark Shrine, I'd actually say Gung Fu Panda's in a lot of trouble, because suddenly this is kind of like Phoenix versus Phoenix, only Goblin has a huge win. But now with Dark Shrine coming, there's no detection for Goblin, though. Nothing. I mean, a Robo starts now, a bit late.
Ooh, yeah, and the DTs aren't coming from a conventional spot. The Dark Shrine, of course, is tucked away in the back corner, still has not been scouted. This is going to be tough. Gung Fu Panda is going to get some kills. The question is whether he gets enough kills to end the game or not.
Yeah, no, it's going to be... it's going to be interesting because the Robo is on its way, right? So there's going to be detection soon. Is it soon enough? It's really tough to say. The DTs are arriving in the Zealot on hold position, so buying some time.
I think he has to recall the Phoenix right now, because if those Oracles spawn, they get killed by Goblin or Gung Fu Panda's Phoenix.
Yeah, he's going to try and get as much damage as he can. Yeah, he has to recall soon. No, don't lose the Phoenix. Now he's fighting shield batteries. Feels like Goblin's trying to get too much done here. Now he's losing Phoenix as well as the Robo facility gets killed.
Yeah, GG. He's getting camped on. Even if he casts a Revelation, he wouldn't have the second Revelation that he needs for the next DT.
No,
that got really scrappy, but yo, kudos to Gung Fu Panda for like the thinking on that one too, right? Like to make that switch when you're in the heat of battle, when there are all these Phoenixes that are fighting, it's clearly the focus of the game. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
Yeah. All right. Second map's Automaton. Yeah, I think we say the same thing. It's just the first time I heard it,
We
it
don't
sounded
though.
weird, right?
Like
Automaton?
this isn't like aluminium versus aluminum where there's like an extra I. Like when I say automaton, I'm putting different emphasis on. You're putting your emphasis like towards the middle and the end, I think.
No,
I mean, this is
because you
such
say
a
atom.
not important point.
You say atom, which puts way more emphasis than automaton. I don't know. I get it. I'm wrong. It sounds weird to me though.
Everything you say
Automaton.
sounds weird to me, dude. It's that accent.
I mean, everything you say is wrong, so it's just that caster knowledge.
All right, guys, we're hopping into Automaton for game 2. We do have a sick intro for this one, and I messed up cutting off the intro too soon last time. I hope you like it this time. And Wardy, if you haven't seen this intro, dude, you should definitely watch the stream with the sound on for it. This is I'm really proud of this one, actually. I think it's really cool. But yeah, if you guys are just joining us, again, we're in the Ting Open, Season 5, Round of 32, preliminary matches. We're getting to Automaton. We'll see you in game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you like that. We're getting into game number 2, spawning here in the upper right side of the map. We got the red Protoss player, Goblin.
And who let these players pick red and orange? I don't know. Bottom left, the orange Protoss is going to be banned.
That's another thing that should be on your list of like caster things, like the whole argument, like, why did you let them pick the same colors? Why do you hate colorblind people so much? It's like, sorry, dudes. It happens once in a while. It's not on purpose. It's not malicious.
Instead of blaming the casters for everything, you should say, hey guys, I think you made a small mistake.
Actually, what's funny though is like the whole emphasis. Cause did you see the original one or no? Like what that meme's based off of, the PETA thing.
Yeah, I did.
Like the point was like what they wrote was so absurd and ridiculous. No one would ever use those phrases. Whereas like I'm hearing your answers and your ideas. I'm like, I kind of wish people would use their brain a little bit. Like, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's because we're the casters, right? It's like if we were animals, the pater one would be like, yeah, I wish people did use those phrases. But as casters, we wish they would. But Twitch chat sees like, rah, no one's ever gonna say that, you idiot. It's perfect.
Well, Goblin's gonna go for a scout across the map with his probe. He'll be met with Gung Fu Bandas in the middle. But what's kind of really interesting about the way the last game went, to me at least, is it was so similar up to a point, right? Like they were both going for Phoenix. They both took their Nexus at similar timings. I think Goblins was a little bit faster, but like that wasn't a game where they had very decisive build order differences until Gung Fu Banda made that swap. And then I don't really want to argue that to be a build order win, although I think on a very technical level it kind of was. Either way,
yeah.
If Goblin gets caught off by DTs again, I'll be surprised.
I'd be surprised if it was the same game at all, because in general, like, again, I mentioned at the time, the Stargate on Stargate play doesn't usually go like that, so that was kind of weird in and of itself.
I like Stargate versus Stargate though quite a bit.
Really?
I don't know. It's
you like Phoenix Wars?
No. So this is the key difference, right? Like this is the same way where I like puppies over kittens, but I love cats over dogs. I like the idea behind the Stargate play, and I like the way it forces players to play to accommodate. What I don't like is how ridiculous stacking Phoenixes are, and like then you get Annual Pulse Crystals, and it's just this really dumb, like, ultimate glass cannon fight. I kind of wish, however it would be done, and I'm not a balance genius, so I don't know how you would do it, but like, I just wish there'd be more viable air options, right? Like, make a Void Ray more appealing in that situation or something, you know what I mean? Instead of 4 stalkers on the ground.
No,
that's
it just creates some really... No, it makes some really interesting, like, kind of situations happen, right? And there is some really minor things that can be done to change the game. It is pretty cool. You're right.
Bring back
Hey,
Corsairs.
I think it's difficult to see the colors.
Which colors?
I don't know. Why is Goblin attacking his own Stalker?
Wait, hang on. Are you guys talking about this red? Like, I'm going to put Ace Red in the chat. Is that what you guys are talking about? Or are you talking about blue?
Yeah.
Because Ace Red's on top, Ace Blue's on the bottom. Which color are you guys complaining about for this game?
I didn't see any Ace Red in the game. Do you ever think these memes will get old? Do you ever think we'll look back and be like, man, that was actually a really stupid meme? Do you think in 5 years we'll look back and be like, how did we ever find Rattatas funny?
I think at the moment, a lot of people significantly already think that. However, for me, I enjoy my own stupidity quite a bit. So unfortunately, everyone's stuck with it for some time.
Because it's so true, and I didn't realize it until you pointed it out.
Gung Fu Panda's coming across a couple stalkers, but Goblin's got plenty at home. And I guess this is kind of a nice thing, a detail to differentiate the two. Is Goblin is not using skins, Gung Fu Panda is, so it's a little bit easier to differentiate which stalkers are which in this particular game.
But how is Goblin going to know what a stalker looks like with this
Well, how is he
skin?
going to know whether the stalkers have tunneling claws or not? That's the real fucking question here. Like, are we going to have to get a regame on this one?
How is he going to know the stalkers are blinking?
Yeah, where's the visual indicator for blink?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Wait, you mean when the unit actually blinks, that's the indicator? No, that's bullshit.
You mean when the roaches actually move underground, that's the indicator? No way.
I really like the nerf, but as you guys can clearly not see, Gung Fu Panda is killing several of the probes up here. Nice way to force Goblin possibly out of position, but Goblin doesn't fall for it. Nice, paying attention to the front line, doesn't let the stalkers in. Catches 2 of them with a force field too. The shield battery will stop 1 adept from killing probes, not 2 though, so 3 go down in total, not bad. Good hold out of Gung Fu Panda, or excuse me, out of Goblin, as Gung Fu Panda did not get the kills he wanted, but he's still up 9 workers for this.
Yeah,
the trade-off is
the army.
Yeah.
And Gung Fu Panda kind of knows that now, so he's starting up a couple of shield batteries and getting that going.
My favorite thing about casting with you is sometimes I feel like we finish each other's...
I don't know what you wanted me to say.
Sandwiches.
Well, fuck off. I hate it when you eat all my sandwiches. I could have thought of something really funny, but I really wasn't prepared, and I really didn't figure it out for long enough.
7 sentries is a really big advantage here for Gung Fu Panda. That's a lot of extra force fields, but more importantly, a couple extra guard and shields. The Goblin will have over Gung Fu Panda. Oh man, even I'm getting colors confused now. But the point is, Goblin has more sentries. They're less affected by things like the shield battery, I guess, as he stutters down south. He's used up all the energy. Force fields keep the army at the top, so the stalkers can keep firing the bottom, but I don't think it's going to work out for Goblin. And I mean, a recall might be his best option in this situation. Too much micro.
Try and get out. The stalkers have blinks, so obviously everything is just going to go down because he can chase the prison away, and that's why recalling maybe would have been the better way to go about it. Gung Fu Panda comes out of nowhere and takes down Goblin 2-0.
Starting to smell a lot like our Korean group here, just like a lot of 2-0s. But the thing is,
we had that great game to start.
We did, and I think we'll have a great series to end with too. But it's a little odd for me, I guess, because a lot of these guys I don't feel are mismatched, right? There's not a huge skill gap where there's like thousands of MMR difference or something. So, I don't know, seeing all these 2-0s, it's great if you're cheering for the player. Disappointing if you're Rifkin. But, ladies and gentlemen, that means Gung Fu Panda will move on to the winner's match. So tomorrow, Gung Fu Panda will fight off against Kel Azur. It'll give him some time to prep. Same with Kel Azur to, I guess, strategize against who and what they'll play. This means Goblin falls to fight against Soul in the loser's match tomorrow. Quick update to the bracket here so you guys can see as we are done with most of the day. Here we go. Excuse me. Group 3.
Just Hearthstone and Namshar, right?
Yeah, all that's left at this point is Hearthstone versus Namshar. Now, we're still a little behind schedule, but not that bad. It's not so bad.
No, pretty good, actually. Like, 13 minutes? Pretty good. All
right, so I'm responding again for Bandit. Players want to... I love when they want to talk about scheduling while we're still casting, because anything you say to me, I'm going to forget. So it's like, just write it in Discord and we'll get it sorted. But anyways, here's a quick recap of everything you've missed today, guys. Of course, the first group was Rainer, DNS, Clem, and Rail. Tomorrow we will have DNS versus Rail and Rainer versus Clem. For Group 2, we know that Mana will fight the winner of this next series and Bly will fight the loser, but we are doing Hearthstone versus Nameshard now as the last best of 3 today. And of course, for that other final group, we have Gung Fu Panda versus Kelazur. I'm not sure why it says Solar in the top now. Fucking Photoshop is so hard, guys. And it's Soul and Goblin in the losers match. But as I said, we are doing Hearthstone versus Nameshard. That will be coming up next. We're going to go to some commercials before then, so thank you guys very much for watching. And we'll be back here in a couple of minutes while we sort things with the players. Also... Oh, Nameshare's playing from his brother's house, apparently. That's some dedication right there. But okay, we'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry for that delay. Just take a little bit of time to get these videos going. But as I said, Hearthstone and Nameshard is the last series of the day. Oh wait.
It is? Oh no, what have we done now? What have we done now?
Gung Fu Band is apparently the only guy not in Discord. So I gotta go get him an invite. Communication for this. If you guys don't know, by the way, this isn't really for everybody, but well, we have our own Discord server we love for the fans. We use for communication and giveaways and subs and stuff. Discord, we have a Discord for the players now. and we're using it because it's less cluttered, there's less fans to clog it up and blah, blah, blah. So this is where we're doing all communication for Ting Season 5. So if anybody is watching and listening and you're a player and you're confused about like where communication is, I believe everybody should have been pasted a link or given an invite at some point, but if for some reason you don't have one, please reach out to me. Again, this is for players only who might be watching, because this is where all communication will be done for all of Ting Open. So we got that set up for Infobanda. But oh, these guys have picked mostly new maps. We got Automaton into Parasite into Port Alexander if it goes all the way to Game 3. Mana
Awesome.
just made a
I like it.
tweet. So Mana, yeah, I actually saw this during the break. Mana tweeted this really cool adept move, and I guess I was kind of, frankly, doing what Rifkin does best and not fucking paying attention to just how actually cool that adept block was. I just saw adepts going around the circle. I kind of assumed they would just transfer out. I didn't realize just how precise that was. And lately, I've been getting a lot better at picking up these nuances out of players. I feel a little bad because I missed that one, but that was still a cool move out of Mana. If you guys haven't seen it, check the tweet, because Mana has been doing... he did a lot of really good micro actually during this entire series, so I feel extra bad for not highlighting that part.
I'm watching it. Because, I mean, I was definitely paying a lot of attention at this point. I just can't quite remember why. Can't remember. Oh, that was actually sick.
Yeah.
Man, if only casters were paying attention, not making dumb Rifkin BaseTradeTV memes.
Alright guys, we're going to be getting into Automaton first. Both players are here, just waiting on Nameshare to give us the ready. Small heads up though, is... Nope, never mind, that's fine. Forget it. We have the amateur tournament completed. I was going to just quickly congratulate the winners, in case they happen to be tuning in and listening. Looks like Alentos, somebody named Alentos, was the winner of this week's amateur tournament. So congratulations. I'll get in contact with you a little bit later about your victory and your prize. Well, let's hop into the intro. See you guys in game. Let's get it on! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ting Open, round of 32. You're watching the preliminaries of the European group.
Game pause.
So we got a little bit of a pause. As I mentioned prior, Nameshare is playing from his brother's house rather than delay the group. So hey, shout out and thank you to Nameshare for that passion and dedication. But yeah, this will take a moment.
Meanwhile, every other one comes in with the 200 bits. Thank you so much. That's not quite enough to qualify for Rifkin to throw things as Christmas tree.
Hey,
but that's okay. We still get it.
And then Gramatant also came in for a 3-month resub. Thank you guys. I know it's been a bit of a slow day in terms of like stuff, but it's all right. We came here for some good StarCraft, and that's what we're here for. However, if you guys are interested in more StarCraft, I would like to take this time to advertise the events tab at the top of the stream. So while they get this sorted, we may have to fiddle. We'll find out. Let's go back to the out of game screen for just a second, because I'm gonna have to adjust this, and it's gonna make the overlay explode for a second. So just hopefully that fixed the display capture. It did. Okay, so what I can do while we were waiting is tell you about how to keep up to date with what's coming up with all new BaseTradeTV stuff. At the top of the screen, first off, you shame Rifkin for not using dark mode, but secondly, if you go to the events tab, it shows you everything we have coming up on the schedule. Now, it's only until December 15th right now. This will get better as we do scheduling for the round of 16. So you're going to see more stuff on here later. But at the moment, we got the 2 Korean groups. We got today, tomorrow, and of course, the round of 32 grand finals on the 15th. I should note that we have some fun casting coming up too, because, well, Wardy's joining me today, and you are, I think, right back for tomorrow?
Yeah.
I will then have Snoot joining me for the Korean groups on the following 2 days, for Tuesday and Wednesday. So, we're not doing a lot of solo casting this month, which is great because, to be honest, I'm pretty sick of it pretty quick. But yeah, so Wardy today, Wardy tomorrow, Snoot the day after, and the day after that. Some good times, some good casts, and some good games are all in store for sure. But it's all Ting Open. We're not running a bunch of other stuff right now. We are dedicated to trying to finish up the Ting Open, round of 32. Round of 16 gets a little bit janky, though, because some players will be able to play before Christmas. Some players will not, so that will be kind of up in the air. But at the moment, you're just hearing a lot of sounds from the players typing to each other in game. Also, while we're on the out-of-game screen, Wardy, you can see my SAR. It's bright. It's got an LED. It looks so nice, dude.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, it looks like shit on camera. I should take an actual picture of it because it looks like a crystal. But
you see my star? Actually, have you seen what's on the top of my star?
No. What? I can hardly see anything on your thing.
That's even better than how the tree doesn't fall down.
Yeah, before he knocks it over. The fire hazard's real. Fuck off. How much was that? They've written names on it too. Wait, I know all these names though, like Whoosh J and Wurzeg and Port 80. Fuck you guys. Yeah. I know all of you. You've betrayed me.
You have no idea. The worst bit is I don't think you want to know how much they paid for the Riv plush on the star.
How much was it?
I can't remember. I know exactly who it was though.
I hate it. I hate
it so much.
Their
name begins with B.
With B?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to snitch.
Whose name starts with a fucking B? That Boris Makarov?
No.
I don't know then. I actually can't think of a single other human being I know with the name that starts with a B.
Wow, that's a bit of a feels bad, man.
Bly? Bacon Hero?
No. And I'm not telling you. All right.
Well, then I don't care. Looks like the players are about ready to go, guys. So let's hop back in the game. Bob! Do something! All right. It's get broke, Sarah. Shut up, guys. Let's get into game. It's the last best of 3 today. Spawning here in the bottom left side of the map, we have, of course, the Blue Zerg player, Namshar, playing for Infinity Gaming.
Top right, Red Protoss is Hassan.
Everyone's just putting B's in front of everyone's names now. Like, was it Botterdam? Was it Muslim?
Bifanias.
Yeah. We got a big baller donation coming in with that badass music. We got Bruce Moose 96 637 to say, loving the new intros with combat in them. Well, thank you. I've actually taken those clips, by the way, out of real games that we cast on the channel. So that's not just like some scenario I set up with like lame looking engagements. No, that's real shit from real players on real engagements. I'm glad you guys are liking them. I still got to cook one up for Kairos Junction, though, which is taking some time. Kairos and Port Alexander do seem to be some of the most picked ones, but we've seen a lot of Automaton today, actually.
Yeah, no, it's
was
it's
it
funny
Blizzard?
as well because was it Blizzard? Yeah, Blizzard giving community casters money.
That was good.
Yeah, I was quite proud of it. Meanwhile,
that's Borsty? Sorry, I really can't think of more B names. I'm like legitimately like out.
Oh, you will know as soon as they show up in chat. You'll be like, "Oh my god, how could I forget?"
Okay, well, hopefully it's before I no longer care because I'm losing interest in this very quickly.
I don't care if you lose interest. I'm not telling you.
That's fine. Adept comes across the map. Actually, would you do me a favor, instead of messing around for a second, can you go check out the Aligulac between these two guys? Because they've played
messing around.
They have played a lot. Wardy, you've done so little casting on this cast. Well, you can't even defend this. But look, my point is,
I stopped to make a meme.
They've played a lot of games in tournament settings over 2017, 16, and now 2018. And I'm curious, actually, who's got the upper hand. I would guess that Hearthstone is up now, but I think Namshar's won more games recently.
What would you say the score is?
I don't fucking know. Like 33 to 28 or something.
33 to 28? No, it's 30 to 19.
30 to 19. Okay. Well, I think Is it? If I recall, it's Harsum's got more wins, but Namshar's been winning more lately. Is that correct? Except Home Story Cup.
No. Namshar and Harsum. Namshar's beaten Harsum twice in the last year. And Harsum's beaten Namshar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in the last year.
Wow. Yeah, they've had some pretty interesting back and forths. The big one that really put it for me, though, that made this noteworthy was it was like WCS Austin. It wasn't this year, it was last year, where Namshar first took out Harsum, and I was like, whoa. Like,
that wasn't even last year, that was 2016.
Oh, 2016, excuse me. But the point, well, that's how long this rivalry has been building. Like, they just face each other a lot in tournament play. The fact that it doesn't matter that the score is one-sided, whatever you said versus 19. It's the fact that they've played so many. Like, it's kind of crazy, and I love it, because that means they keep meeting each other in, like, the round of 8 and the round of 4s and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know who wins this one. I'm going to lean towards Harsum just based off of what I saw at Home Story Cup, but if Namshar can break his normal, not rely on just Hydro Lurker, and vary this up, I think Namshar's got a fighting chance.
Nice little pickup there with the Phoenix. The Oracle coming in, picking up 3 drones. Nicely done.
What's the
Wardy's
stats
done
we're
less
getting from?
casting and Cyril has done losing. Oh my god. What do you mean? I took one game off to make a meme, and now I haven't cast? This is bullshit.
Who said that? Can I steal that? Kybrit, can I steal that, please?
Do you know how much attention I paid to this cast compared to usual in BaseTradeTV cast? Quite a lot.
It's not a good thing if it's still a low bar, Wardy. You're not creating... Look, jokes aside, I was going to just highlight that you're right. Like, there's a nice Oracle pick-off, but there's more to that, because Harsum wasn't just doing, like, a little Oracle harass, right? Here's all the Phoenix that have been building up behind it with a double Stargate. But the follow-up to that, of course, is this is what he's been known to do. He's doing a lot of this PvZ since Home Story Cup. Double Stargate into double Robo works really well against Zerg right now, and part of that is because of the Transfuse nerf.
Yeah. Man, it's actually crazy. You kind of put, like, a heal over time on it instead, and suddenly Transfuse is, you know, actually balanced. Weird.
Yeah, it was, I mean, in fairness to the Zerg, as much as I like to sarcastically joke about balance in this game, Transfuse was really freaking good for what it cost to get it before.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit more manageable. And in some very small scenarios like Storms and otherwise, it's better, but not enough to say that, like, it was a fair trade. Like, it was definitely a nerf at the end of the day.
No, it was definitely a nerf, but I think it's really a very justified nerf. Like, Transfuse was insane. It was insane early game. It was insane late game. Like, there was never a situation where you were like, man, Transfuse isn't good, right? I think that's when you have an issue, when it's like, it's always good to Transfuse. Like, maybe it's a bit too good. I like the change. Like, obviously, I'm not maining Zerg or anything, but I think it makes games more interesting to watch as well. Because you're not just like, well, he's just going to transfuse everything up for days and he's going to be fine, right? It creates more options against Zerg. This nice overload kills.
Yeah, that's going to be a small annoyance for Namshar. It doesn't quite supply block him, but it's still money he doesn't want to lose. Drones go down with this too. Spore Crawler not even going to get a Phoenix for his troubles. And while this goes on, of course, he's posturing, waiting to attack, but he can't because he's so busy focusing on what's going on at home. So Namshar just really losing out here on a couple different fronts.
Well, Roaches and some Zerglings going to move forwards here as he's got these units. So he's in position to defend from Harston. That's a very small attack too. Roaches and like 10 legs.
That was a real Dark Souls moment, right? You go through the smoke, come through, see the boss, and just turn the fuck around. Like, nope, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm out of here. I can get that one.
But Namshar's coming up to Hydras, and as much as I've been a little critical, sometimes sarcastically, but in this case genuinely, about Namshar being stuck playing one very predictable playstyle, at the end of the day, Hydras and Lurkers are terrifically strong. So it's something where, yeah, Harston might know this is coming. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to automatically win. He still has to fight through these high DPS units. Finally grabs a Phoenix. It's a good pick off.
I mean, the Phoenix is nice, but obviously over time, like losing one Phoenix this often is completely fine. He's already 1,200 resources lost ahead, so Harston's really happy with this. Just keeping the Zerg busy. Ooh.
I just realized I owe Bruce Moose a ornament on the tree, by the way. So I'm gonna pull a Wardy, and while there's no Naruto to put my camera on, I'm gonna put my camera on Wardy here for just a sec.
My camera's on you.
It's gonna be weird.
Okay. I'll observe. I get it. You don't think I'm pulling my weight? Now you give me all the responsibilities. Follow this warp prism. Man, someone got really mad at me today because I was following a warp prism, and I just kept following the warp prism. I was like, well, nothing else is happening on the map.
How
This guy
dare
gets
you?
really mad at me. How dare I, right? Like, the one thing that's on the map and moving around, we watch that. Yeah, how dare he not look at the gateways being built that you can already see in the production map? You're right, dude. That guy was actually so right, and I didn't realize that.
Dude, that guy probably didn't have eyes, Wardy. Like, and you're gonna chastise him like
Yeah.
this? That's fucked up, dude. That's on you, not him. All right, I got a camera back. Thank you. We'll do the award ceremony afterwards. It's good that he grabs a couple more. I mean, what else would you call it, really, right? Like,
I mean, I mean,
it's one of those things where, like, you're not wrong, but okay, fine, I guess. I don't agree with it.
yeah, exactly. Zelt's coming in. I mean, a few seconds until charge finishes with the Phoenix to help out. This could actually do quite a bit of damage, as well, maybe not if these Hydras show up. So they did bring the Hydras back, though, because they were moving forwards. Hearthstone would probably like a little bit more time. I mean, for Hearthstone, the more time he has, the more Archon, Storms, Immortals, and the more of that stuff he has, the easier the fights become.
My shitty mod makes a really good joke here that you should totally steal. You could have a Wardy ceremony.
No, I've heard it so many times. People, do you want a rewardy? Oh my god, no, we don't. That joke makes me feel like we're going back Wardy in time. Like, I've actually heard so many of them.
Fast forward! Fast forward!
Yes, that is also one of them. And pretty much anything that ends in the word ward, believe it or not.
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna have to
And
think
that's
about
how
this
much
now.
of my stream you watch.
Well, in fairness, when I tune
I've
in,
heard all of it. I've heard all of it.
When I tune in, Wardy, I don't hear these great puns. I just hear you complaining about people complaining about you in the chat, not casting the game. And then just constantly talking about subs, am I right? DAE think Wardy should cast the game, right? That's the meme?
You're making this a bit awkwardy.
Alright, this attack out of Hampshire comes in and hits a little hard. Unfortunately, it doesn't really get much done. Zealot counterattack too, cleaning up a lot of drones. 8 going down in total between this and the main. A little bit tough here for Namshar, but he's been making drones consistently through the game, so it's not like he's finding himself on a big worker deficit. He's not down to 40 and out. He's still sitting on a pretty healthy 73, but still taking a lot of losses. 29 drones and dead total over the course of the game.
I mean, this is Namshar's playstyle through and through, isn't it? The Lurkers, the Hydras. I mean, it's everything. I mean, you said it earlier, right? Namshar was a bit of a one-trick pony. Obviously, it's like a one-trick pony, but in a macro game, or in a macro sense, rather than it's one all-in that he always does. But, I mean, again, if you had to tell me, or if you had to get me to predict what Namshar was going to do this game, I think we're pretty well on track for that, so... Moving across the map and trying to get aggressive, and those are probably dropper lords, like on the right side. No, are they really not? I'm surprised there's no dropper lords.
No, just Hydras and Roaches walking the way in. Yeah. He dodges a lot of the storms. The Lurkers are set back too, so not in vision of the cannons. The Hydras actually doing pretty well. This attack towards the third is doing way better than the attack towards the fourth. This one's been pushed off. Great defense out of Hearthstone to the south, but at the same time, he is counterattacking. So Namshar's shoot through a couple of cannons. He hasn't really done much. He's done cosmetic damage at best, because on the other side of the map, Hearthstone's killing queens, burning transfuses, and killing drones. Hydra's
well, units coming over to deal with that. Oh, this is actually maybe the best part of this, that units are focused over there, that suddenly Hearthstone can jump on this army and trade pretty well with it. Namshar has money, but it kind of feels like, what do you spend it on?
What was that Final Fantasy expansion, by the way? Or is Final Fantasy 15? Is that the one on Steam that people play?
Maybe.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, they had an expansion, and I really liked it. I played it the other day. It's Heaven's Wardy.
Heaven's Wardy. That was just...
You know what the worst is, like, when you get someone on the plane who's taking care of you and you think it's a girl, but it turns out to be a stewardy.
Is this what you've really come up with?
I'm trying to think of other ones. It's tough. You've used a lot of the good ones already, dude.
Oh, I think your jokes are a bit forwardy.
An attack in the bottom right is gonna get dealt with by the Lings. Sorry guys, I like puns. If you're new to BaseTradeTV, welcome. This is 90% of what this is about. And cringy moments too, but I guess sometimes that's one and the same. There's a swap out though. This isn't gonna stay on just Lurkers by the looks of things. We got a Spire possibly on deck. If Namshar doesn't fuck up the attack and lose everything here, he's got a great transition to look forward to. But so far he's eaten a lot of storms and this doesn't look super promising.
No, the storms have been really good though, because obviously make it awkward to push into, because the shield battery does kind of create a choke point here that obviously makes it difficult, but here we go, Archons And Immortals pushing forwards, and, well, they clean up
That
most of
was-
the lurkers, which means this is pretty fun.
That's such a well-timed donation for that sound effect for that fight. We got a new top donor in the stream, new badass in town, struts in with 20 bucks. Sarcastically subbed. Great name. Caster Clowns, take my money. Well, sarcastically subbed. I don't know if your name is going to be the same in Twitch chat or not. Do you want ornaments on the tree for that donation? If you do, just let me know. The Spine Crawlers move to the front lines. I love this. Even if they don't get to actually burrow to attack, they create a choke point. Zealots, as we saw, were funneling in pretty ineffectively through that. Chases forward for a couple of the Templar. It's a little greedy. Very greedy if he starts losing all the Hydras for this. So good pull back out of Namshar.
Got an awkward... sorry, I'm being chat. Got an Archon, though. For some reason I started to say awkwardy. Damn it. He's still pushing forwards here. Hearthstone feeling confident. He's got plenty of observers, so he can get rid of the lurkers nice and quick. No fear of them being targeted down. Hearthstone just has way too much at the moment, and as he continues to press on forwards, he is looking very, very good. Maybe
And
just
he
wrap
split
this one up.
too.
So it's natural too, yeah. It's
Yeah,
looking
War Prism heads on over, Zealots head over, Namshar's get tapped out. GG. What a game out of Hearthstone. Map 1 going to our Protoss.
Man, you know what? I feel like if you ever want just really good games of StarCraft 2, you just put like Hearthstone, Namshar, Raynor, DNS, and those guys in like PvZ matchups. Like, it always delivers, I feel.
Yeah, some of them really excel at it, but I mean, at the same time too, no matter how good or bad the players are matched up for it, there's a lot of limitations to a best of 3. Like, for example, we've had a lot of 2-0s today, right? I can't count the amount of times, and I'm sure you can verify this too with your casting, the amount of times where you've watched a best of 5 where it goes 0-2 and then someone bounces back and they actually end up winning like 3-2, or they take it to at least game 4. Like, the problem is with the best of 3, you do lose that chance, and these guys get killed before they really get to show their true colors. Like, Beyond is a guy who stands out, right? How many times have you cast Beyond where he goes down in the series and then brings it back? Like, more often than not. I've cast Beyond in those situations more than I've cast Beyond decisively winning a series, like 2-0 or something. So, it sucks
you
that
say
these are
that,
best
but
of 3s.
I casted Bjorn when he went like 40-0 in Doyu Cup tournament games or something. So,
Well, when you're playing against lower skilled players, such as the ones in those cups.
all right, way to shit on Gumiho and Alive and the other
I was
three
thinking of a
Terran players that
different
played.
region of players, Wardy, but yeah, you can take it that way too.
Was there a different region of players? Oh, sorry.
Consider who sponsors the cup. It's a whole region we can't even access in the Battle.net launcher, Wardy.
Yeah, but I didn't even think about those players.
That's what I'm saying! Alright, it's Parasite for game 2. Players are ready, let's hop into it. We'll see you guys on the map. Welcome back, folks. We're hopping into game number 2. Remember, this is the last series we're casting today. We have a 1-0 for this guy in the top left. It is the blue Protoss, Asterian's Hearthstone.
Up against the red Zerg to the bottom right-hand side, Infinity Gaming's Namshar.
You know why I think Asterian's one of the best teams in StarCraft 2 right now?
So they have Hearthstone.
No, they sub to the channel. I fucking love those guys. But I do want to take a moment, guys. We haven't talked about this for pretty much.
Does it?
No, it doesn't. And you know what? That sounds sarcastic, but realistically, it really doesn't take much to get on someone's good side. No other teams have made that effort, for example. But anyways, guys, we have a match arena for this tournament. There's a lot of ways you can add money to the prize pool for free. If you could do me a favor and type !match arena in the chat, you can then, instead of paying any cash out of your own pocket, use Match Arena's money. 50 cents for the code HOVER, then another 50 cents for checking out Ting on Twitter, and another 50 cents if you want to follow them on YouTube. You don't have to do all these things, of course, but at least use the code HOVER. It doesn't take much more than 2 seconds of logging in. You don't have to give them your payment information or anything. And more than that, we have a lot of cool stretch goals that'll be coming up over the season. Things like show matches with Neeb and other great things through Ting. So if you want to see some of that stuff out, we got to pump up that match arena. Right now, it's not very high. We just got the codes yesterday, so please use them while you can. Oh, also, Bruce Moose, I've got this for you. Here, we're going in-game Rifkin Cam for a second. Bruce Moose?
No.
Look, you've got... Oh, it's backwards. I'm sorry, it's mirrored. But Bruce Moose on this Christmas ornament. Let's go get this up on the Christmas tree. All right, getting back into the game. Namshar takes a nice third base. Macro is definitely something he plays well. But man, last game, Harsum just dealt with him, dude. I felt like...
Did you really get glittery decoration? Do you know how hard they are to write on? You're
Not...
such an amateur. Do you want to just, like, if you want, I can, like, do some consultancy work for you so you can actually sell it properly next Christmas.
But it's not difficult. I wrote his name on it with a pen. How much more... I don't understand how you simplify that process.
The glittery ones are so difficult to write on compared to how satisfying the non-glittery ones are to write on.
Okay, I think this might be a you thing, dude. I really don't have any issue writing on a glittery ball with a big fat marker.
Oh, no, I just don't think you've tried the other one. No, I just don't think you've tried the other options.
I have. It's not a problem.
No, okay, you're just weird then. You're just weird. I should have seen the signs. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I guess it's about time I bring back the Grinchkin emote. Actually, I think I still got that one saved. That was like the best random emote I got last year. But all right, guys. Anyways, Namshar, to highlight again, he knew what he was doing with the Lurkers. He knew what he was doing with the Hydras. Like, he didn't lose that game because he was like building the wrong units. It wasn't a build order win or anything like that. Harsum just really always counterattacking. Couple zealots here, couple zealots there. Chips away at the economy behind the scenes. Then Namshar doesn't have enough money to keep competing in the army fights. And suddenly those storms that you could take early on when you had 80 drones, you can't replace those Hydras when you're down to 60, 50, 40. So I think if Namshar wants to clean up versus Harsum, he's got to tighten up his defenses, not take so many drone losses. And again, it's almost like watching a Terran player, right? He's not coming in and killing everything with one big swoop. He's getting in there, killing 5 drones, getting in there, killing 7 drones, getting in there, killing another 5 drones. And it builds up after time.
Well, the plus side, this isn't double Stargate Phoenix this time, right? So at least Namshar can look at this and be like, well, double Stargate Phoenix is probably the hardest kind of playstyle to kind of keep units alive against. And obviously it wasn't just the Phoenix, there was a lot of other things that came into play throughout the course of the game. But for the most part, it was really just the Phoenix, kind of put him off to a bad start. So at least Namshar can kind of look at that as a positive here. As Harsum throws down the Twilight and the Robo. Namshar just going into his Rotron and the Lair.
Ooh. I just checked out that Match Arena page, by the way. A lot of people using the codes, which is great, but if you guys are tuning in, because this obviously probably happened when I wasn't looking, Zion Sin donated $10. Alaska Winter donated $21. This is Hover, all caps. And then Husky Sai donated $30 to say, let Morrow play. Holy, what an old meme that is. Thank you guys for supporting the tournament prize pool. It's cool, because everything is percentage based, so the more money we raise, the more money the players will get. Top 16 get prize money, too. That's what's great about this. So in this round of 32, 50% of the people competing will get prize money.
That's pretty sick.
I like this patrolling of the links, by the way. Good vision. Sees what's coming. Beings just hit him, but it won't be that hard, I don't think. Namshar's got a couple of good queens in position. More queens are being built, too.
This is kind of like middle-of-the-road Phoenix. You don't really see this in PvP anymore, right? Like the 5 Phoenix harass into whatever. Like, this used to be such a go-to.
Well, it's that and the fact that Harsum just has been really well known for his double Stargate play. Did it in game 1, doesn't do it in game 2. The Phoenix, in a weird way, I don't know if it'll work like this. Like, if Namshar, he's a smart guy. I've cast with him. I've heard his thoughts on it. I don't think he'll fall for it. But there's a chance you see this and just go, great, like more of the same, right? But that's not the case at all. The fact he's going to grab one of the Phoenix here. Nicely done.
I think at this point you should be able to tell by the number of Phoenix, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
as you see this 4% too. So here's like the super confirmation at this point. I mean, I truly believe Namshar knew before this even hit. Roaches are on the way.
Yeah, I think because he set up into roaches and he had roach speed started, it definitely seems like he had a pretty decent idea about it. Lifts up a bunch of the queens though, which means that the Archons can fight without transfusions going off. It's actually a really sick way to use these Phoenix. And, well, now Archon's going to be actually having a great time. These Phoenixes keep on dying. Yeah, there's the roaches, but man, the Archons are just going huge at the moment, Griffin.
That was like no queens dead into 5 queens dead in a matter of like 1 attack. That's pretty tough. Harsum does lose some of the Phoenix for this, of course, so it's not all for free, but I think ultimately having culled the defenses... Oh, we tried to transfer back the drones too soon. Having culled the defenses for the anti-air, of course, there's no way to push off that Warp Prism. So while the Roaches can eventually deal with the Archons if Hearthstone is sloppy, he really shouldn't be picked off or pushed out. Like, this Warp Prism is key.
And the thing is, this Warp Prism can go in so many different directions. Now he gets drones there, and then he hops over to the Natural where he can have a good time as well. Taking a couple shots off the Spork, but honestly, there's plenty of locations he can go to that doesn't have Spork crawlers, etc. for him to just regenerate health, so should be pretty fine. 3 more drones going down as they transfer between the bases, and Hearthstone again just feels like he's just getting the upper hand in the early mid games, which just really propels him into 3 and 4 bases. And that's really tough for the Zerg to kind of do much about, especially on these maps that are actually kind of hard to attack on with Hydras and Lurkers like Namshar likes to. Archon's to the right side now. Just going to pick away a few of these Roaches as well. Oracle up in the skies, and Phoenix going to lift up just to cut off anything from running away. Finds another Queen. There's some Hydras finally as the Oracle will fall. That's a bit of a shame.
Oh, he's got to be careful with that Warp Prism too. He can't even unload the Archons. One of them's pretty much out of shields, so that's a dead cargo ship if he gets caught. Luckily, though, if he really feels scared, he could recall out of this position. However, shouldn't feel the fear as there's no range. Funny enough, having killed the Queens. Hydras are good damage, but really short range.
I mean, if he was in trouble, he could also just go off to the north side as well. He's actually back in already with the Archons getting more damage done, so Awesome is just non-stop as he goes into Storm, double Immortal production. All of these things that we saw in the last game are very good at dealing with Hydra Lurker-based compositions.
Well, I mean, you say that obviously with reference to Storms, right? But I'm just like, oh, look, he's making Immortals. You could say they're good against everything except units that are in the sky. It's just a great beefy unit to have in your composition, and having so many of them coming out of these robos, like, it could be Storms, it could be Charge, it could be anything behind this. The Immortals are the core part of this army.
Yeah, no, they really are. They just, it's just crazy how good they are sometimes, and I still have trouble sometimes pulling fights, so I'm like, it's just a few Immortals left, and they still kill like way more than I ever think they could, and I'm like,
you're like, okay, yeah, here's 30 Roaches versus 4 Immortals. Who wins? Oh, wait, the Immortals, apparently.
But it is funny as well, because sometimes the 30 Roaches can just stomp 4 Immortals, because there's just very minor differences in positioning, whether barriers are active already and stuff like that.
And then sometimes 2 Queens kill a carrier.
Sometimes 2 Queens kill a carrier, just accidentally, accidentally aim moving across the map, carrier dies. Shit happens.
Oh, I like this. A lot of cannons here to stop an attack. Storm softens up a lot of these units too. Nameshar backs away. Oh, it's tough. You got that Zerg regen, but it takes a while to kick in. So I like that he makes the Lurkers. When these finish up, they'll be full health, which is great. Brute force here with the Lurkers being put right on top of range of the cannons. Some lanes running in too. They dodge past the Storms, they soak some of the shots. They grab onto the template. That's not too bad at all.
Yeah, getting a high tempo is really nice, especially one that had the energy to storm or was very close to having the energy to storm. Austin needs to respond to this a little bit more. He has got units kind of coming in from the right side, and it looks like his plan is to kind of somewhat sandwich this. There's the Revelation from the Oracle, the Immortals coming in, the Hydras come in from the other side, they jump right on top of that, but the Storm is sharp, bro.
It's a little awkward though, because he kind of move commanded into that. I think he could have killed 2 of the Immortals, instead he ends up losing most of his Hydras. However, a lot of the Immortals are really low, so they can't even push into the Lurkers at the moment. This will kill a Robo. That's great. That cuts out a lot of production here for Hearthstone. He might even get the base if he can keep the pressure up, and he is rallying to the front lines because he wants to keep that pressure up.
Yeah, he really does. We see Zards and Immortals coming down. There's ramp. Storm comes down. He doesn't have many Storms left, so he has to pick them wisely where he wants to put them down. Does he actually have detection at the moment? I feel like he doesn't have. He has 1 Observer, which is at the natural. He's having a bit of trouble. Loses this expansion.
He had Revelation. Oh, there's the Oracle.
Yeah. He was remaking another Oracle, so I feel like he maybe lost the first one. No, he didn't. He maybe just didn't have energy, so he was making enough ones so that he has plenty of energy. He loses that one now, though, so maybe it's just into the future.
Ooh. I think Nameshar is just starting to get too much of a numbers advantage at this point, man. 104 army supply. Most of that is Hydras. There's the GG.
Game 3, man. European PvZ just keeps on delivering.
You know, this was like a bookends cast. We had a great first series of the day, and we got a pretty good last series of the day. We'll see what map 3 looks like. It is tied up 1-1, but we are going to dive to commercial break. It's been 40 minutes since our last one, so thank you guys for watching. But we have the last game of the day coming up after this. Sorry, there we go. Just waiting on Hearthstone. So in the lobby, last game, it's tied up 1-1. Port Alexander is the destination, and it's Nameshare versus Hearthstone. Speaking with Wardy during the break, though, there's some pretty crazy shit going on. We looked at the brackets for Cheesedelphia. I've not been following that tournament at all, but Neeb was defeated by M. Canning, and Future beat Masa. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But oh, Hearthstone's here, so we'll gab about it later. Let's hop into Port Alexander. All right, folks, we're back. It's game number 3. Things are tied up 1-1, and we got red versus blue on the color scheme. We also got some bits. Let's go replay that really quick from Shandith. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Going to rock our way into the final game of the day. To the top left, we have the red Protoss from Asterion. It's Hearthstone.
You have to hang a decoration on the tree for that.
I do.
Bottom right-hand side, our blue Zerg from Infinity Gaming is Nameshare.
That means I got to put the camera on you for a second, Wardy, so that I can go do this.
I'll do my expert follow the Overlord observer that everyone loves so much.
And I'm going to, for Shandith, take a nice glittery silver ball. I'm going to write their name on it because it's not a problem. I'm not a little baby you can't write on glitter balls.
I'm not saying I can't write on glitter balls. I'm just saying it's so unsatisfying compared to the other one.
Shandith. I mean, it feels exactly the same. Shandith from the Netherlands.
It really doesn't. Maybe I don't have a thick enough pen.
Maybe. You got a tiny little pen like your tiny little tree. All right. Shandith. That's backwards. I'm sorry. I know it's mirrored. _NL. And...
Well, you can write backwards really well.
Are one of the lucky... Okay, this is a scary problem to have. Suddenly lots of pins are missing. Step on them at any moment. What the actual fuck? They were hiding behind Magikarp. Because you cheered 1,000 bits, I will actually go place this on the crystal.
No way.
All right, let's get back into game. And I'll take the camera back from Wardy. Thank you, Wardy, for doing that expert observing. Much appreciated.
I mean, it's perfectly time for you to come back just as the Overlord stops moving. Perfect.
What disrespect? Just throw the ball. Yeah. The ultimate disrespect is hanging it on the tree. For Hearthstone, though, you know what? We saw 2 variations of Stargate play, right? Game 1, double Stargate. Game 2, only 1 Stargate. Game 1, he won. Game 2, he lost. I'm just saying. As he shakes it up once again. Twilight Council is the priority pick for this game. Port Alexander can be a kind of scrappy map. I'm actually a big fan of all-ins from Protoss in general, and I think that Adepts with Resonating Glaives do seem to have some good potential on this one. I wonder if that's the direction he plans to take it.
First Adept arriving as we see the robot follow up that Twilight, so, I mean, obviously a Dark Shrine's still a possibility here. DT into Archon drop with a couple of prisms has actually been very popular again lately, so couple of options. I think it's just Pros players. It's kind of nice. Like there's not just one build that we see again and again, and there you go. There's a switch up charge coming down on the Twilight Council.
Okay, so again, this is probably going to be an all-in, just as a heads up for people who don't really follow this too much in this matchup. You don't typically open charge this quick if you're planning to do like light pressure with it. However, one thing I've seen a lot of people do with charge lots that you don't do with Adepts is you get the extra sentries involved. And that's where you can just like force field off the ramp here, recall the units when you're done. You can kill the whole main base. It's pretty sick. I saw a layer die the other day, just like a full reset of tech. Like Hearthstone could just straight up win the game with his blitz if Nameshare doesn't realize it's coming, because this is being paired up with a Dark Shrine. So that means possibly DTs, who knows, shrug, but definitely going to be Archons in a worst case scenario. which is a worst case scenario for Namshar more than it is for Hearthstone. Lings are scouting around right now. The big thing for Namshar, at the very least, is seeing when the Warp Prism leaves the base. This thing will barely not see it, however. Oh. This one might catch it here patrolling the middle. Oh my god, this RNG. He stops. He stops. No way. Get the fuck. He doesn't even see the Warp Prism. 40.
That's so...
Okay, well, now he sees it. Well, if he was looking, he should have seen it. Yeah, Namshar quick to double check. He knows it's Zealots. He knows it's a Warp Prism. And seeing Zealots already, that's a big tell. That's probably going to be charged to go with it. And
yeah, you can see the spines and the roaches.
What?
I mean, you can see the spines and the roaches on the way up, right?
Oh, the production tab. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I was confused. I'm like, there are no spines. There are no roaches. What are you talking about? Got it. Yes.
Oh,
he stops at the Warp Prism. That's huge. Hearthstone's attack, by the way, you set off a lot of tech by dedicating to this, and that Warp Prism was not supposed to die. Because while the second one is heading towards the main, you think, well, I still got a Warp Prism. What are you guys complaining about? The idea was that he would be hitting in 2 different spots, forcing Namshar to split his defenses, something he probably wouldn't afford to be able to do. So Hearthstone goes in, distracts the army to the top, walks the DTs in now, and yeah, there's spines up, but there's only just barely spores for detection. If the drones don't get pulled to surround, these DTs are going to kill the spore crawlers. Or he can just hold position. Oh, that's so sick! It's a force field that you can't see! Oh, but it's not good enough.
It doesn't work.
Okay, it almost worked, though. If that worked according to plan, there would have been nothing that could come here and stop the Zealots. That was so close to being so sick out of Hearthstone.
Nice idea. The issue is, though, Namshar knows exactly what this is, so well, he's sneaking a couple drones in, but he's mostly going into more and more roaches. And
DTs hit so hard.
Yeah, they do, but I mean, at the same time, are they really doing a lot? I mean, they killed a spine. Well, again, how much Hearthstone slowed himself down? He's still a long way off recovering in this game.
Well, thank you guys for the subs. We got Rue77 for 10 months, BaseTradeTV for 54, and then Krugerson comes in with the badass, like, Old West music. $30! $30 of that donation. He says, ignore the ace match game. Hang me in the tree! I got you, Krugerson, but I can't ignore the game for it. We got some really spicy stuff going on. I will get you the second I can, though.
Yeah, DT is coming in again. Again, obviously, Hearthstone, this is not how this was meant to be. This was not meant to be DTs and Zealots. This was meant to be maybe a DT or 2 initially with Zealots and then moving into Archon Zealot attack and being super aggressive, but obviously had to really move away from that. Hearthstone trying to play recovery now, and in fairness, he's kept Namshar's work count low-ish, and he has started to make progress with his tech. I'm really interested to see what Aspire can do from Namshar, because Hearthstone doesn't have a Stargate already. So not only is he not set up to start making Phoenix, but because he doesn't have any Stargate units, he's less likely to scout the Stargate in the first place. Not the Stargate, the Spire in the first place.
Right.
To be able to maybe preemptively start making Phoenix.
Tell you what, even if it's not a whole dedication, just even like 4 to 8 mutas to deal with the Warp Prism would be so nice. Oh my god, Krugerson again. Thank you very much, dude. New badass music as he like out sheriffs himself. $35. He says, just kidding. Don't ignore the ace match. Go Sweden! Okay, he's cheering for Namshar. Namshar's put up a pretty good fight this game, and more notably, a pretty good defense against what's been going on. I think the DTs were really meant to catch him a lot more off guard. The spine crawlers were a clutch move too, but so far he's held down the fort. The problem is, though, Hearthstone keeps whittling away at him, and whether it's a couple drones or a queen, like, he is getting kills on poor Namshar.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job to get anything out of this game in the first place, and he's starting to get somewhere. Where's the Spire at? It's in the natural, so it has not been seen. Those mutas are about to come up, and if these prisms get caught in someone with Archons inside, that could be very, very painful.
Yeah, there's 7 of them coming out now. Tesla Toss as well. Thank you for the sub. Don't know if I caught that one or not. Just getting caught up in the hype that is this game, but also some of that sweet, sweet donation money that we never see. So thank you, Krugerson. Again, 2 times. Big love, man. But oh, that's not 8 mutas, dude. He just put out another 7. That's 15 mutas in total. Mutas are winning a lot of games in PvZ right now, but usually it's got to be a bit more of a blitz move than this. The Phoenix scout this well ahead of time. Well, the hallucinated Phoenix, to be precise. Starts up double Stargates, really Stalkers, Robos. I think Hearthstone will be okay, but for sure he's going to take some probe losses. I think his reaction right now is quick enough that it won't be that bad.
Hallucination is so important, because if he hadn't seen these until they flew into the main, then he's in a lot of trouble. But in this scenario, I mean, you can see already like double Stargate's a very serious commitment to this. He should be able to get a few Phoenix, because it doesn't take many Phoenix to start pushing those mutas away and making them think about where they can commit into.
Krugerson.
Wild.
Dude, he's been fucking combo man with 56 months. His sub for the mutas. If you guys are cheering for Zerg or cheering for Namsho, you're on Team Krugerson right now. Shield Battery's going to keep these Archons alive, though. The mutas are trying so desperately hard to kill them, but he's losing a lot in the process. Nice pickup on that Warp Prism, too. Keeps it alive. And Namsho, I love the idea behind this. He's lost most of his mutas. He's lost half of his mutas at this point. Down to 8. All he did was drain Shield Battery energy.
You know when you just think you can fight something, but you couldn't have been more wrong?
Yeah.
That was Namsho just there. That was 8 mutas for literally shield battery energy and some splash damage onto, 7 probes.
Dude.
Mutas are meant to kill so many more than 7 probes when you make 15 of them.
To go with like a really old phrase, he just brought a knife to a gunfight, and that was not what he should have done. If the roaches were simultaneously attacking too, it wouldn't have even gone that much better. Harsum had a huge defense set up down here to the south. Everything on this game for Namsho was supposed to be these mutas getting him ahead. Unfortunately, all they've done is cost him a lot of minerals and gas.
And now counterattack comes in and Namsho's out of position, so this is going to be drones, this is going to be queens. I mean, just again, Harsum finding damage upon damage upon damage, while also not taking any damage when he's meant to be the defender at this stage of the game.
Right. And this kind of goes back to what I was highlighting before, right? Harsum's really good at whittling away at Namshar. It's not that Namshar is like, oh, he can't play this game because he can't keep up, but he is getting caught. Like, while he attacks, turns out the defense is good, and while equally defending, he's also attacking. That's where Harsum's really shining through. I know we like to make a lot of these jokes like hashtag Year of Harsum, but maybe it's the patch, maybe it's the timing. Harsum's looking good since Homestory Cup, frankly. Better than I've seen him in the last few months of StarCraft 2. And I'm loving it because I'm a big Harsum fan. I demand the casters curse Harsum. Okay, Harsum's looking pretty good. I bet he makes it out of the preliminaries in first place.
Out of the preliminaries in first place.
Artosis told me he would too, dude. Artosis, he messaged me on Twitter because we're cool like that. No, he texted me. There you go. I'm gonna lie. Let's just go deep. He texted me on my phone, my Ting phone.
On your phone?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And Artosis was like, "Hey, it's me, Artosis. It's definitely Artosis." It was a weird line for him to write, but he wrote, "It's definitely me, Artosis. I think Harsum's gonna beat Namshar 2-0."
That's funny because Artosis actually emailed me just recently saying he was actually a Nigerian prince and that he had some money for me. So.
Dude, the Sword Tasteless hit me with that too. Do you think they're working together?
Well, I mean, they always work together. They're Tastosis.
Oh my god, you're right. I love this idea of Harsum being, or not Harsum, excuse me, Artosis being a Nigerian prince.
I can imagine it, though.
I feel like the one time you would actually get an email like that from Artosis, it would somehow be true. He would have been like kidnapped, traveling to an event or something. Like I need $5,000 to be set free, guys. Like, yeah, sure you do. We've seen this one before.
Artosis. All these Phoenix are getting the muta kills. I mean, Namshar's made the switch into lurkers and so on, but this finally means Harsum will have a bit more freedom to actually get a 4th base up, which is delayed, but against mutas it's hard to get a 4th in the first place and keep it alive.
Well, it's sad that the mutas went down the way they did. They did make room for better supply, right? Because let's be honest, those mutas were going to be garbage whether it was now or 10 minutes from now. But this opens up for more lurkers. This opens up for possible broodlords. And Namshar, by the way, this is his jam. This is the style of game he likes to play. He really likes heavy lurkers. He really likes spraying them up with hydras. So this late game composition for Namshar, it's lowish drones, meaning more actual army units.
It's actually a great Aspire up from Namshar as well.
That's what I'm saying. I think broodlords are probably the end game plan, but right now, lurkers are something he can work with very well.
Yeah.
He's a lot of them. He has adaptive talons, so he's got the instant burrow. He's moving 10% faster off creep. I mean, look at this. Harsum's totally out of position. These are just going to chunk down everything, no matter where they plant themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this position is absolutely deadly. Look at it. Observer goes down as it flies overhead. Fortunately, Harsum has a couple more, but unfortunately, he is pushing into his own choke point to take down the lurkers.
Oh, no! Go Sweden! Artosis was right with the curse! Krugerson is so happy! Okay, it's not over yet. He's actually starting to take a better fight now, but he lost so many of his units. Oh, the teleport! That's it, GG! That takes the series 2-1!
That's a curse. It's not over yet. Oh my god, GG. Like,
well, he requested the caster curse. That was definitely on purpose and not just another Rifkin moment of enjoying the game and getting lost in it.
Wow. Holy shit, Artosis is so fucking smart. What a legend. He's just always right, isn't he?
Krugerson, I got the gold pen out for you on this one. It smells so fucking bad, but so good at the same time.
The gold pen smells bad. Why are you sniffing the pen?
Krug, and here's the thing. I'm writing Krugerson. 1G, okay. I'm going to give this boy a combo, though, Wardy. All right.
Bribing the casters pays off. It really does.
That's totally how that went down. Krugerson, I don't know if you were here for it or not. Damn it. Do you have this problem where, by the way, you take the cap off of a pen and you just keep wiping it on your hand? I got so much fucking ink marks from this shit. I hate it.
I'm telling you, if you want me to coach you in selling out on Christmas time, I can. I do anything from actually being good at it through to not getting ink all over your hands, dealing with glitter. It's you know, it's a pretty well set course.
Yeah, fuck me for having integrity. All right, Krugerson, I'm gonna mix this up though, because I don't want to write your name like 100 times. I'm gonna write Sweden on one of these balls. I hope you can live with that, because I know you're on Team Sweden here. But congratulations to Namshar, who closes out today with that final victory. All right, we got some Krugerson in gold. Fuck, I already dropped it. Krugerson in gold.
Well, that's a cool decoration. Well, that's
Sweden in silver. And then Krugerson in bold. On this
gold?
Cool looking. Now, Krugerson, here's the question I have for you, my friend. You've donated plenty of money, so let me ask you, do you want me to gently place these on the tree or throw them up on the Christmas tree? I'll let you pick. But while he decides... Okay,
I've got a question. Do any of the ones that you throw at the tree actually stay on the tree?
Survey says no. By the looks but just by the amount of balls that are on the ground.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot. But while Krugerson decides how he wants his Christmas ornaments handled, I would like to thank you guys again for joining us here for the Ting Open. That's going to conclude today's matches. But tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, we'll be back with the losers matches and the winners matches. So we will see several people eliminated from the group and several people advance on into the round of 16. However, all of the there's so much glitter on my fingers. All of the round of 32 finals will be played out on the 15th. That will come with the North American and European regions together. But he says he wants one gently. Okay, you know what, Krugerson? I'll take the really cool one. This really cool looking one that Wardy enjoyed. I'll put this one up gently, okay? But let's go ahead and throw the Sweden ball up on the tree. I missed. All right, let's go with the other Krugerson ball up on the tree.
That was the most terrible throw ever. Were you even aiming for the tree?
Look, I'll even give you a freebie here, Krugerson, okay? Here's the extra. Here's the freebie. And then...
Oh, no, Yardis. You were blurred when you threw that one, though.
Was I?
Yeah. Very blurred.
I have to go place his one really good ornament, though, up gently onto the Christmas.
Okay. Meanwhile, thank you so much to Lumberjack for the 1,000 bits. With a very true message. Rifkin's Xmas Tree game is not up to the Wardy level. That, you know, honestly, those are 1,000 bits I can really get behind. I'm not going to lie.
Lumberjack, would you like 2 balls thrown at the tree with your name on it? Or would you like one gently caressed like a pussy up on that Twitch tree?
I tell you what, my balls
tree. It's a Twitchmas tree! I didn't even think about that! I'm sure someone else has used that pun before, whatever. Nikolai Jakov, thank you for the 25 years!
A Twitch mystery? Are you really that happy with that?
I am. It's the Twitch mystery. We're putting fucking Twitch ornaments up on the Christmas tree. It's a Twitch mystery.
Okay.
But Lumberjack, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Guys, I will, of course, be sharing some of today's haul with Wardy, so thank you guys for your support.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's always nice to be able to share some of that holiday cheer around. But guys, as I said, that does wrap things up. So while we wait for Lumberjack to let us know what he wants in the Twitch chat, I will once again ask you guys to check out the sponsors. Ting, obviously the big one, US mobile phone service. If you're in the United States, you're like me, you don't leave the house much, you're on Wi-Fi, you're going to pay like nothing every month for your phone bill. And what's great is Ting does not lock you into a contract. It's a pay per month for what you use. So if you use a little bit of data, you pay for a little bit of data. You use a lot of data, you pay for a lot of data. You get how it works. So please check them out over on bttv.ting.com. You'll get $25 off. So you basically try it for free, as the average phone bill on Ting is $25 or less. But more importantly than that, if you forget to apply the code, or you go to the wrong URL, or you think about it today and decide to do it tomorrow type thing, you can instead contact somebody from Ting, and they will actually retroactively apply those codes, which is really fucking cool in my books. But he says, toss those balls. All right, we got 2 balls coming up for Lumberjack. Actually, I think you'll like this one, Wardy. Not this first one I'm going to show, but the second one's like my favorite one.
Yeah? What's it got on it?
You'll see in a sec. Hang on. See, I fucking hate this one. This is the one the one I'm just going to show you in a second here. Lumberjack. I hate writing on this one because it's got like different surface levels. Like you'll be able to see when I put it on stream. So like, yeah. You see how it's like all wavy and shit? Makes it really hard to write on.
That's an amateur purchase, that is.
Dude, it
looks cool though.
They came as a package
it
of
actually
101,
cool,
dude. I didn't have a choice. This was 101.
You bought 101?
Came as a package. But this is the one I really like. This is my favorite one, I think.
I bought 350 and I've run out.
Wardy, look, this is my favorite one I'm trying to share with you.
Yeah, that one is actually pretty cool.
All right, Lumberjack.
That also has different textures. Is that not annoying to write on?
Not really, because I'm not a baby who can't write on things, Wardy.
Because you just have a big ass, fat ass pen. I get it.
I
get
do.
it.
Look at the size of this pen. Look at it. It's huge.
Oh damn, that's bigger than I thought you have.
I hear that a lot, man. All right, we got Lumberjack on the other wonderful looking ball. Let's go ahead and put these. Hey, Lynn, are you decent? Can you come on camera for a sec? I need you to do me a favor, Lynn. Oh, did I drop a ball? Okay, look, I'm about to put some balls up on the tree, Lynn. I'm getting you to help me with this, okay? You might just stand back by the tree. I'm gonna put these ones up with it. All right, Lumberjack. Thank you for the
I feel bad for Lynn. I feel like she's actually hanging up.
Get out of here! You're not helping at all. She's trying to scam me, Wardy. Those people didn't pay to have their balls put on the tree. Goodness gracious!
Poor Lynn's actually just there, just being like the fucking.
Thank you, Lynn.
Actually, I've got nothing to say. Poor Lynn. Literally comes in, gets balls thrown at her. Do you not think she gets enough of that on Twitch?
Oh, she probably gets enough balls in her life. I tell you, it's fine. All right. Sorry, Lynn. All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. Things are getting a little rowdy here. Thank you again for joining us on this stream. No, I'm not sorry. We are kidding. This is worse. This comes at peak time where someone was complaining about the way I treat women on stream. And I was like, totally like, this guy's a fucking idiot. What's he talking about? But now I think I see.
Now I think I understand the issue.
All right, we are done. Wardy, hit us up with your shout-outs. Send us off with some sweet goodbyes. Where can people find you? Because you're doing a lot of tournaments yourself, man. Even when you're not here on BaseTradeTV.
Yeah, tomorrow is my first day not double casting in a little while. So tomorrow I'm just casting on BaseTrade. But for the rest of the week, every European evening time, I'm casting a combination of 2018 is left of the game, which has some awesome players. We've got Raynor, Marine Lord. It's got a bunch of awesome players, basically. I've got the Wardy TV Christmas Invitational this week as well. I'm doing some other stuff here and there. I'm casting like every day over on my channel, so go check it out.
Well, and that's Wardy with 3 eyes, guys. Aye.
Not for much longer.
Oh, cool. You gonna get changed? That's awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know whether to go for Wardy with 1 eye or Wardy TV. I always want to be Wardy, you know?
Okay, well, guys, I need you to help me decide how we end this stream. First off, again, for me, follow the channel. Make sure you check out the events tab. Make sure you are in Discord so you know what's going on for the future. Thank you, Sir GeForce, for the bits. Thank you, Dane944, for the 1-year resub. But before we take off, I need you guys to help me basically decide where we go next. If we have a lot of people in my chat, I would like to go raid a friend of mine. But if everyone here is kind of like AFK and not paying attention, I think we'll go raid Roddy and give him some love for casting yesterday. So type the word butts in Twitch chat if you're here right now, because this is practice. We're going to raid somebody with the word butts. That's what it comes down to. If there's enough people actually here. No, you can't write ass, Inked Warrior. Don't you fucking dare write ass. Okay, that seems like a good army of people. That seems like a not dead Twitch chat. Okay, I've hosted her. Oh God, it's a girl. I know, guys. I've hosted her before. It's my friend Nikki Taylor. She's super fun. I love her. She does, I'm sorry to say, League of Legends, but we're gonna raid her, and the word just spam the word butts when you get there, or I love butts or something. All right, here we go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific for more StarCraft 2. Bye-bye.